Hello and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros, D&D with an ancient Greek twist. I am your Dungeon Master Romeo, and I am joined this evening by Violet, yay! Virla, Morse, and Ali. Tamara is IRL, IRL indisposed, hanging out with some of her friends in Cologne. We wish her a fun time and look forward to seeing her again when she rejoins us, potentially next session, I believe. In the interim, welcome to everyone. Preface, it may be another slightly shorter session tonight, just due to fatigue from both myself and Violet. But other than that, we'll kick things off. Couple announcements. DC30 is officially on Threads now. And that's a little easier than posting TikTok, so there'll be a little bit more content there, little DM things here and there, jokes and things like that, memes, hopefully that I...
no hashtags, though.
No hashtags.
No hashtags.
But yeah, check us out. It's still DC30 official, like all other platforms. And I'm also, I'll tentatively tease and announce that there may be another guest very soon. And, babe, you know about this.
Do I?
Smiling.
I'll rephrase.
Fantastic.
I'll rephrase. Babe, I've definitely told you about this.
It's fine. We're all good. We're all good. It'll be fine.
There is no better summary of our relationship than what just transpired. Love you. Watch this space. I shan't reveal any more, but it'll be very, very soon.
Ooh.
I gotta keep you guys guessing. At this level of power, it's about the only way I can actually torture you guys anymore. All that and puzzles meant for 8-year-olds.
Wow.
See, never before have I been so offended by something that I 100% agree with.
I'll just make this joke now, just before we start the stream. Little behind-the-scenes reveal. I will sometimes test puzzles on my IRL, day job work colleagues, just to get a benchmark of their difficulty.
It's a good idea.
Does anyone have anything they wish to speak about? All right, well, let's kick it off with tonight's episode of our Mythic Odyssey of Theros.
One.
So we nearly had a death in the party.
All I will say is it's their fault. It's Xanthia's fault. Don't try to put a leash on the buff
Am I back?
rabbit
Am I
who's
audible?
got mythic stats.
Yeah,
Am I back? Am I
And
audible?
legendary actions
And
and the Lear action.
Yes.
Okay, am I back? Am I audible? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, good. You can hear me.
Hello there.
Okay, great. And we're back. So, last we left off, Tempest, after having slain Praxetes, the Druid Lich, an act which ascended Amalia and granted her Moros, the Black Warden's regalia, the final piece of divinity that you know of.
You didn't
You're-
have to say that. That was the most unnecessary.
I think we should go collecting more.
Yeah, I think I could do with another couple. I mean, I think one's a bit too light.
You guys arrive and Akros is just burned to the ground like weeks ago. Everybody's dead. It's like, but you all got like 6 divinity pieces each, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it happens, you know.
yeah.
YOLO.
But doing so, you said goodbye to your ally, your temporary ally, Lezeros, the Hecaton Hath giant. But not before he played a little prank on one of you. A prank that seemed to yield unnatural, unexpected results for his spell mixed in with the innate magics of this transformative, fiendish, life-giving lair. And after a kerfuffle, you all decided, let's just leave. And so you did, but not before returning the lair to its original owner, a spirit naga that inhabited that had agreed to serve the Druid Lich in exchange for preserving information, the secrets it kept, an act the Druid Lich reneged on. But Skotinos parted with a token of wisdom that allowed this Naga to start to rebuild. And after a day and a half's travel, you emerged once more out of the forest. And you begin to see the edge of the forest, as well as the temporary settlement, and everyone within it. Begin to see different figures, the Sibyls, the few Nelia's chosen archdruids who guard them, and including Omiros, Skodinos' father, and Irini, his mother, waving at you guys. And that's where we come to now. You're about 300 feet out. You can see them. You would have a moment before you will be expected to engage with them again. Does anyone wish to do anything in this time?
No.
No,
Okay.
all good. Just mosey on up.
Sorry, say that again, Mos?
Said nope, just mosey on up.
Okie dokie. I will say as well, Virla, I did in the last session RP a little bit of Hilira being excited over the armor, but if you wanted a moment on this journey to RP that out as well, I'll allow that, but it's entirely your prerogative.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
No, you don't have to. It's just like I know that was something you wanted to do.
We've also lost
Yeah.
Violet.
Yeah,
No, we've lost Violet.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, oh, Violet is like on. I'll do it in a minute.
Okay. Oh, hey, Violet's back. You okay, babe?
Yeah, sorry. The internet in this house is absolute abysmal.
Yeah, I've got you at 200%, and I'm having to on volume, and I have to strain in. Well, hopefully that'll change soon. Yeah. You approach, and Omiros strides forward before the others, his thick oaken knotted root of a staff in hand. My son, I am pleased to see you all returned, alive and well.
Yeah, yes, all sorted. Praxetes was the culprit.
How is that possible?
He had delved a little bit too deeply into some of the wonders of life and unlife, which is causing some of the corruption in the forest. Dealt with do we have a map of where we've been? Oh, actually, I still vaguely remember exactly where we came. Maybe it's that Spirit Naga thing. Yeah, where we've been, there is a old temple shrine to some of the forgotten deities. That is now being warded by a Spirit Naga. Best give it space, and I feel that will not disturb us.
Understood. Your new compatriot, Lazarus, had simply told us that it had been a success, and he departed quite quickly to inform Queen Lauru that new laborers were to be sent to begin preparations immediately.
Yeah, let's just like do that slowly. No need to kind of just send in everyone to cut down the things. Like give like the ground itself was pretty torn up and pretty gnarly. Like we don't need to start going straight into logging, straight away. But you.
Are you trying to obscure the fact that you set the whole forest on fire? Do I need to roll an insight
No,
check for
actually,
him
I
now?
forgot about that. And besides, it wasn't me; it was Hilira. No, more in that he doesn't want people to start logging again.
If you believe that to be best,
Maybe for a while.
we will honor it. I just know that with war looming, those engines might make a difference, much as it pains me to admit it.
So yeah, I think we're done. If there are some artifacts that we got hold of, some interesting things. I've got a fun plant to look into, but other than that, we're all good, I think. So,
My son, I hope you know, by fang or claw, you always have a place here. I will make sure of that, and I hope that you never feel you cannot come to us at a moment's notice whenever you need.
I know.
Irini steps up at this point as well. And so does Krisa, the leader of the Civils.
Is this the one that took us out, that got us there? Or this
No,
is...
that would be... Oh, so your father got us there. He was... he got you there. He was doing it from the other end. Pevia, who is the elder you spoke to, she is a ancient and wise elder, but she is not a magical practitioner. Krisa is an even older, wiser elder. Like Yoda and then Super Yoda.
Wow. Gotcha.
Yeah, she has these long braids of hair that, her hair is just literally in countless braids. Almost like, yeah, no, just braids. But they just fall to almost trail on the floor. You're a fine young man, Xenagos. Sorry, that comes in a second. That's a DM bad. You're a fine young man, Skotinos. She looks up and down at Gelio. And she just runs her finger across the blade. I knew Xenagos. I don't see him now.
Thanks.
Wounds may run deep. For some. But know that the Bane of Praxetes had reached more than merely the loggers. There are many who are grateful that you have ridden this land of an evil.
Like,
In
it's
time,
not.
they will see as others have. And as the old sages said unto me, once I say unto you. She rests a hand on your shoulder. Shut up and take the compliment. You deserve to allow yourself to be happy. And she does a playful flick on your forehead.
Fine. But wouldn't have been possible without everyone here. And Lesros. And those that raised the alarm and those that were able to inform us all of the issues at hand.
Indeed. I am happy to have known, to know all of you. You have done a great service. Know that you are always welcome in the Scholar Vale.
Question. Do you know where Lesros lives? Does he live here, or is he a far-off traveller?
I imagine in Bothratis.
Bothratis, okay.
The
cool.
city he is a dignitary of.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Mind like a sieve, you know. Sorry about that. Anyway, Bothratis, I will. Thank you. I will find you, Lesros.
Is it me, or have your ears got longer and furrier?
Is it me, or does your nose appear to be too unpunched and unpunched? Because we can fix that really easily.
Akios, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it?
No, I do not.
Do you want head scritches?
Oh, do you want head scritches?
Now, coming from someone that actually enjoys head scritches, this is not like just a, you'd be surprised.
It's like, what's that meme from Community, except instead of the Dean, it's Botch, like, this better not awaken anything in me.
Yeah. I'm annoyed at how accurate that fucking meme is in this moment. I stare you down, giving you a, if you say one more word, I will punch you in front of, I will make you my bitch in front of your parents, look.
My work here is done.
Swift and severe.
Can I try and give Bakio's head scritches? I don't think I can reach his head, but I will certainly try.
Make a straight dexterity check.
It's
The
gonna
DC
turn
is
into
low.
PvP again.
I just want to give him nice head scritches. He
I know.
seems really
Yeah.
stressed right now. That's 14.
Yeah, you can reach.
As you do this, I tap into the energy bestowed on me by Clothis and cast command at first level.
Okay.
I just say, cease.
Okay,
Make
let
a
me
wisdom
make
saving
a
throw.
roll.
What's the DC? Wisdom 14. So you're probably going to succeed.
Well, I rolled a natural one.
So you do not.
Amazing.
What's your wisdom saving modifier? Just out of curiosity.
Plus 10.
Oh yes,
Wow.
this had a 20.
That was like a-
It's had a 20% chance of working.
The
Jesus.
dice gods hath spoken.
Yeah, it also like flipped. It was like, oh, it's gonna be whatever it was, and then it was like, nah, it's a 1. The dice are on Butch's side tonight.
Damn right.
Well, on that note, what's for dinner?
Yes, you must stay. For the evening at least, unless you have pressing concerns to return.
Well, seeing as how our homeland is currently being beset on all sides by an army of the unstoppable dead, the only cure of which lies in our possession in the form of these godlike vestiges of innate power, I think we better just leave. We can only stay for a 3-course. The full 5-course tasting menu with accompanying wines will have to wait till next time.
You see, like, you're joking, but she genuinely looks a little more solemn about this. It's like this is gonna date me so hard, but if anyone's read the Asterisks graphic novels, the Belgians...
Shut up.
The
That makes me
Belgians.
feel old. Oh.
I think literally just Vierle is like, what the fuck are these geriatrics talking about?
I'm also Dutch. We didn't get a lot of the media.
Yeah, we'll use
growing
that
up,
excuse.
so-
We'll use that
Yeah.
excuse. For
Yeah,
that. That's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. That's the one we'll use.
Very well. The decision is yours to make. I was simply under the impression that there were some days for the armies to aggregate at Meletis before the march would begin. And as we can return you to Meletis almost instantaneously, you might like to enjoy some of the hospitality of the Vale. But if you need further time to make other preparations of your own for the battle ahead, I understand completely. We are here in any way you need.
I could do with a good feeding, especially after being a fucking rabbit and wanting to eat nothing but vegetables. I need some meat.
Let's see how the night goes.
Very well. And she pulls out a ornate maple wood horn, like a blowing horn, that at the end has an almost caricatural male satyr's like grinning face with the mouth open and like just long like curly goatee and these long horns. Literally every satyr, including you, Scotty, because you know this horn.
It's the let's get mortal.
Well, like, it's not just that. Like, that's the let's get mortal horn that belongs to the leader of your entire peoples. It's like when the CEO says they're throwing a party. And it's not super loud, but it carries, and it carries, and it carries. And literally, like, Squiddy's parents, the other satyrs are all like, oh shit. And a few of them immediately begin to start scrambling and things like that. Your mother, Irini, Skatinos, immediately begins sort of going into some of the settlements and grabbing blankets and baskets and the like. Your father turns to you and says, appears I'm on meat duty. And he will wild shape into a giant eagle and fly off.
As he does, I will. I don't think I have anything that's useful. Yeah, I'll use a bardic inspiration, but I'll kind of use my horn, and I'll kind of as the reverberations of the horn kind of I kind of take the tone and try and recreate it as best as possible with my horn in his direction for a bardic inspiration.
And they him. And well, actually, right before the eagle takes off, it folds its wings and looks straight at you all and speaks in the exact same voice. Are you up for hunting, Bacchios?
I mean, he would pose quite a challenge.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
And then he'll stoop low so you can climb on his back.
Oh, sick. Now we're cooking. And I'll do my best to climb on.
And he takes off. You immediately see some of the other of Nelia's chosen begin to put their hands to the ground and then begin to sing. Like this sort of... You've heard it a little bit before. It had an eerie chill when Praxetes sung it. But here you see it how it truly is meant to be. Grove Song. Hey, Distal's Place, welcome, welcome. And plants and like logs begin sprouting out of the ground, gently but rapidly. And they begin to take the shape of flat benches and seating arrangements, and in one area, a meadow of like soft, buoyant flowers grows out that is comfortable to rest on. And in another place, a beautiful orchard tree sprouts with these unusual goodberry almost shaped like fruits you don't recognize, the size of melons. And Scotinus' mother immediately picks one out, puts it into a bowl, and then begins to use this sort of press and it's juice. And Krisa says, "The magic of the veil provides." And she will begin to do her own thing as well. She'll, use fabricate to help. And preparations are made. Does anyone... So it'll take a little bit of time. We will get to Botch's hunting rolls in a second. Does anyone wish to do anything else? All right.
Oh, sorry, I asked a question that I had muted. How far away would I be from my the home that I grew up in, assuming that my family still live in that area?
It wouldn't have been a single home. Satyrs are, for the most part, relatively nomadic, prancing about the Vale as they please. They make temporary settlements like this one from time to time when they need to settle, momentarily chill out. Especially like if a child is coming or sort of that thing. But for the most part, it wouldn't have been a singular home. But you would be a fair distance, unfortunately, away from the home that they currently inhabit. What I'll say, though, actually, is you do see many of the things have been set up into this new temporary settlement. This may not be their current home, but they brought the majority, actually, of their home with them to this place. And so you see childhood effects of yourself as well. Your mother always kept them. And other things. So you could go to the hut that they're staying as would be the next best thing.
No, that's fine. I think I was looking for like a landmark, like a tree anyway, so that's all good. So yeah, I'll say to everyone, what do you fancy doing? While we're still conscious and have our faculties, there's going to be a lot of wine.
Oh, okay. I was thinking... I still have some spells. I think I could maybe cast Sending and talk to someone from Akros again. Just, check in, see how everyone's doing. Because I feel like it's been a while.
It's been a
Since
while.
we checked in with Akros.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Well, Buckios isn't here, so... I guess that's fine. I feel like he's really going through something. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like he needs an intervention or something. He's being more ragey than usual,
He has been through a lot, and I think he did not get on well with Lazarus. I'm not quite sure why, but there was definitely something. There was definitely some kind of chemistry there, but not in a good sense.
Oh.
No, I mean, I don't know, maybe from Lazarus, but I didn't get it. If it did, it felt very one-sided. But
Damn, they would have been cute together, though. Anyways, okay. Okay. Who should I cast Sending to? Help me.
We haven't checked into your Daxos in a while.
Oh yeah, but
So
I think we need to message Daxos when we arrive in Akros, because I think he said he has a surprise for us.
Okay.
So maybe if I message now, he'll be like, okay, let's get the surprise going, and then it's just like me saying hello to him.
That would be quite funny.
It would be.
We could let Molpadia know an update with what's happened here. As far as I'm aware, the issue has been dealt with. so we can let
Right.
those that are in
Okay.
Melisys know.
Okay. I can cast it 3 times and then I'm done for the entire day. No slots left.
I can't think. Is there anyone else that we need to speak to?
Except for my first levels, but I don't think so.
I think we're good.
Okay, so just like Mopedia and then someone from Akros.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you have like a script for Mopedia? Or do you want me to freestyle it? I'm really good
What
at
what could
freestyling it.
possibly go wrong?
Okay.
Key things. Just say that it was Praxetes. Praxetes has been dealt with. So that should be the end of it. Logging will eventually continue again.
Remind me real quick as the DM, did you ever speak to Molpatia about Praxetes, or did you ever mention that name?
Maybe it wasn't Molpadia.
Okay, continue. Like you guys do what you want. I was just double checking.
Oh yeah, no, I'm trying. Was it who it was that actually Who was it? If it wasn't Molpadia, who was it that?
I think we told someone.
Was it Penny Sophia?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, the Central League. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Tell her that's probably a good shout.
Who do you wait? Molpadia or Penny Sophia?
Penny Sophia.
Okay, I'll cast sending to Penny Sophia.
Very well.
And I'll go, hi! We're in the Vale! Praxetes did the bad. He's dead. Hope you're having a good day. How's everything going there? Everyone alive? No traitors?
There's a moment's pause. A slight chuckle. Very good to hear. Preparations are rapidly accelerating. We are on schedule. No treachery to report. What was the other thing you asked?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yep. You pooping.
I think I also asked, how are you?
I'm well. Recovered, finally.
Good. She's doing better. Okay,
I
okay.
forgot.
Now,
I forgot though.
yeah,
She wasn't in a good way before. Whoops, forgot about
no. Okay. Who do I send a message from Akros? I can send one of my brothers a message. I haven't talked to them in a while though. I talked to my sister, but I don't think she knows that much.
Why? What's the problem with speaking to your brothers?
I just haven't spoken to them in a while, so they might just be like, "Hey, Lara, where are you? Where have you been?" and just start yelling at me and not giving me the information I need.
You might need to, if you think they can give you, maybe that's one you want to kind of prepare and go, "Hi, it's me. Hi, it's me. Don't freak out. Need information," and that gives you.
Okay.
What are the things you want to ask?
I just want to know how things are going in Akros. Is everyone still alive? What, how are they holding up? Is there anyone dying yet? Do we need to hurry to Akros?
I mean, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, I mean, that sounds fair.
Right, okay. I can also ask my dad.
Who do you think is better? I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know who's best to speak to.
Well, my brothers are captains. Also, I need to not mention Buckyos. That's a smart thing, because then we'll be in more trouble.
Is he still going to be in trouble after, saving their ass?
Yeah, I think so. I think Akrons really hold grudges on very tight, Just
Really?
you saw how Buckyos was
I've
in
not
the
really
whole
got that.
bunny
Like,
thing.
Bacchus is very much, he's like, very much a forgive and forget kind of chap. He's a cute, he's just a cute little bunny rabbit at heart.
Well, maybe if we keep him in bunny form for a long time, he'll chill out a little bit. But I don't think we're able to do that.
There's only one way to find out, really.
Yeah, we had to go there, which would, but it would suck if we like save Akros and then we enter Akros and it's like all weapons point to Buckyos and it's like you're dead now.
I mean, we could just be like, hey, so guess we just killed an undead army. I guess if you want to join the pile, bring it on. I'm gonna say this like on the assumption that I've set up like a major image that's saying this, because if they actually do charge, I want to be as far the hell out of that, you know.
Yeah, that would be really cool if you give like a big speech, like you're almost like a villain and you're like giving this speech of like, we want Bacchus to not be in trouble anymore.
That sounds
otherwise
exactly
we'll
like
kill all of you.
This sounds like
we'll burn your city down.
That, do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the note I have of Oxos Child Killer. That's, I think, how that person would have spoken. Remember that job that we were supposed to do that I then just wrote those 3 words and I still don't know what it was about?
You mean the vampire?
I don't...
Oh, yeah, it's the vampire.
That was the vampire.
It was! I make amazing notes. I just keep the essential bits. I actually should update and say that that's done.
Fun fact, the Mobius scroll was actually accidentally made by Morse, like, writing notes.
Sounds about right. I like it.
Okay.
Alright, so who are you messaging?
Okay, let me message someone. I don't know who to message.
Oh, no, hang on. Hold on. I've got an idea.
Oh.
I have got an idea.
Oh.
We can send a message to Marula. That was the Copper Dragon.
What?
That was the Copper Dragon's name.
Oh, why would I message them?
Bring him to help, maybe?
Oh, okay. We want them to help.
I don't know. I just was like, maybe that would be a great way. Like, no, like almost if it's just
ask.
like if it's just like if it all goes to crap and that they are going to attack Barkios, then he could be like, yeah, cool, that's fine, and then just suddenly be on a dragon and then just see how the dynamics change there. I think that could be quite a counter proposal dragon.
And then we burn the city down!
Well,
oh my
melt
gosh.
it down, because he's a copper dragon, but he spits acid.
It's an approach. Like, speak to your family first, but it's like definitely a thought. Maybe we should speak into him. It could be worth doing.
Okay. I after this have one more. Oh, I don't have one. Wait. Do I have one more spell slot? No. After this, I'm done. I only have first level, so no one die. We're just gonna take a nap after this. Okay. Where are my spell slots? I'm gonna cast sending on. Do I go safe or do I go chaotic?
Is that really a genuine question you just asked?
I was about to ask that myself.
Well, I can't go responsible. I'm debating if I want to go responsible.
Okay.
Okay.
Insight check. Is this really Villa?
Okay. I'm gonna send a message. No, I'm going safe. I'm going to send a message to my dad. Hi, Dad. How's Akros? Everyone alive? We're coming with reinforcements. Everyone really alive? That's it.
Hello, Hilira. Good to hear from you. We hold out, but they wear us down by the day. Thorax injured, but recovering. Please, hurry. That's it.
He says hi. He didn't get angry at me, which I feel like is a good vibe. The vibes were neutral, but he says that we should hurry. And that my brother's hurt.
Oh. Well, I mean, we have to wait for the forces to muster anyway, right? I don't know. There's not really much we can do to.
I know. Well, can we just go to Akros now? Or tomorrow?
If we did, we would be going without any of the reinforcements. Where would we go?
Well,
what would you suggest we do?
There's a
Would
way
we go?
we could teleport inside of Akros. Then we would be able to fight on multiple. You know, we start at the gate and people start in the back, and we start closing in.
I mean,
Not a bad idea.
I mean, this sounds like proper war tactics, and I don't really know anything about those. Probably should speak to Barkios when he's back, because I have no idea what is like.
Oh.
Like skirmishes and stuff, we've done plenty of that, but this feels bigger. I'm not saying no. Like if that's the call, but well, you know what? We didn't have a lucky unicorn before then, and we still have this lucky unicorn to work out what it is. Maybe it's lucky. Maybe we should find someone that can remove a curse, and maybe then we have a lucky unicorn that will help. Or maybe not.
Okay.
Speak to Barkios. Ask whatever he thinks. I'm not too fussed about not staying here super long, so if we do need to leave, we can. I will say goodbye to the folks, and then that is all I really need to do.
Your parents seem very nice.
Yeah, they're right. They're right.
Do they know about your relationship?
Oh no!
Why not?
I mean, if Galate was here, then they would know. But I mean, I've not told them. But I mean, it doesn't. Why would I tell them?
Because it's fun, and because she's very nice and intimidating, and it's something you get to share with everyone. Cause I'm presuming you love her.
I have a thing for intimidating people.
Yeah, don't we all?
Anyway, sure. Let's see what Barkios thinks, and then we can make a decision from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will at some point. I will go off and try and find someone who can do someone that might have the capacity to remove a curse. But that'll happen towards the end of the evening. But otherwise, we'll just kind of get things ready.
Very well. And then did you have one last message you wanted to use?
Nope, I'm all out of spell slots.
Okay. We turn to Barkios. Do you have... Oh, right. Violet is doing something with Netgear. Cool. Oh yeah, she's setting up a Wi-Fi extender, but she'll be back. So Omiros is going to defer slightly to you, Bakios, in terms of like, do you have a specific goal in mind, or are you just gonna see where the wind takes you?
Swooping up over the surrounding landscape on the back of a gigantic eagle, I will, first things first, spend time looking for patterns in the surrounding wilderness, looking for potential areas where game trails might exist, where there might be herds of good animals to capture, and seeing whether or not there's anything that I would immediately recognize as good hunting around.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Okay, that's going to be a 27.
With a 27, easy enough. It might have escaped someone at this height, but you pick up on it. As you fly near the forest clearings, sort of near the edges of the forests, you spot certain paler sections of the trees, and you motion to Amiros to swoop down. He sees it as well, and it confirms your suspicions. There are sections of the tree where the bark has been torn free. And easy enough to identify the markings of a boar sharpening its tusks.
Nice.
You see many of these markings around, and there is a trail you can track. Some of these markings as well are quite large.
Good stuff. I shout over the rushing roar of the wind, "Hey, down there! There's clear signs of wild boar over there. We should go and check that out over there."
Lets out a massive eagle cry and swoops down. Make a perception check as he flies low like a B-27 bomber
Nice.
over the forest.
Okay, that's that plus that. That's very nice. 22.
Again, your trained wilderness eye is unmatched, and what a lesser man might have mistaken for a patch of browning tree, you instead catch the faintest hint of movement and realize that what looked like a section of brown underbrush was actually a massive male boar. Easily 20 feet long. This is not like a regular animal. This is a mythical beast in some respects.
How many people are with us in the hunting party? Is it me?
It's just the two of you.
Just the two of us. Okay. Seeing this gigantic creature, I would like to suggest that he tries to bank himself enough while swooping over it to drop me off so I can land on top of it before and just try and just hack at its base of its skull while he gets on the ground. And then he just does whatever he feels is right in the moment.
He gives you a nod, and he does just that. You ready?
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's
He gains
go.
height. He gains even more height before he closes his wings and just full on eagle dive. Pretty much. And he, you wait for, the trees to decapitate you, but he manages to spin in such a way that he misses all the branches, and then opens his wings, and he's now banking directly towards this boar, and then at the last moment, he raises his wings and power launches you at the boar.
Nice. Okay.
So you are just going to go straight in for it?
As this happens, I try and draw on the Miras, and I'm attempting to try and land on top of him and sink my blades into the base of his skull.
Okay, you raging or anything like that?
As he really... Yeah, I would like to rage, and I'll also do this recklessly, please.
Go for it.
Alrighty, so with advantage, let's fucking go. Okay, that's... Oh, good thing I rolled advantage. That's going to be a 28 to hit.
28 does hit. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Nice. Okay, so that's one of them plus 10. Okay. Come on, where's my d8s? There we go. Okay, ooh, that's very good. So that is 6 plus 10, so that's 15 points of piercing damage and 8 points of force damage on that strike.
Damn. And Omiros is going to follow it up by casting Spike Growth. Just everywhere where the boar is. And it freaks as soon as you deliver such a mighty blow and shreds it. Because he casts... let me just double check something on Spike Growth in particular. Spike Growth... Nope, nothing happens when you upcast it. Okay, so... But it still shreds itself as it runs away in exactly the direction that Omiros tried to make him run. The two of you together. So it takes maximum damage, basically, from the spell. You're still hanging on to it. It basically used its turn to dash, because it's freaked out from such an overwhelming strike. So it's now your turn again, Bot. You can go again.
Alright, now that I'm on its back, I'm essentially now just alternating, making sure I've got one Nimaras blade in it, so I'm steadying myself. I'm just now hacking at this thing's base of its neck, trying to find its spinal cord. Still raging and still going recklessly. Ooh, that's going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 does hit.
Thank you. It's
a big creature.
Is going to be 13 points of slashing damage plus 7 points of force damage.
Hey, Wind and Tonic, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. How much damage was that in total?
20 total.
Okay, you go ahead and make a second attack.
Yep, second attack with advantage again because I'm still. That's going to be very good. A 26.
26 does hit.
And that's going to be not so good this time. That's going to be 11 points of piercing damage and 7 points of force damage, so 18 in total.
It's enough. How do you want to do this?
Essentially, I want to do that thing where I've just gone and sensing I've got the right spot, hit it straight in its spinal column, and as it's still running forward, I want to use its momentum to jump off just as it hits the ground, landing lightly on the floor, giving giving my hunting partner just in a very Legolas way at the end of Return of the King when he's done the Oliphant.
Impressive. I can see why my son keeps you around.
Sure. I mean, he keeps me. Let's go with that.
My son is many things, but he by no means is someone who does not do anything he does not want to.
Ain't that the truth?
Skotinos has always been fiercely independent. That he considers you a friend is a strong mark. I've always known him to be a very harsh but good judge of character.
He's all right. He mostly just gets on. He mostly does what he wants to do because he's a good chap. But sometimes I think he underestimates his own power and goes a bit too much, or he overestimates himself and then gets into trouble, and he relies on us to bail him out. I mean, a little bit more wisdom sometimes in that noggin of his would do him the world of good. I'd sometimes love to slap him upside the head, but that's frowned upon. So, just gotta be patient with people. Ugh.
Oh, please. The odd thwack never hurt nobody.
Oh, sweet. Cool. I mean, I'll remember that next time he steps out of line.
Just be advised. What goes around might come around.
We'll see.
But in any case, we must get this back. Eagle's not going to cut it here. You're not easily startled, are you?
Nope.
Excellent. He'll cast Shape Change and turn himself...
And turn into a rabbit!
...into an adult green dragon.
Oh, okay, sure. You can do that, can't you? Fuck.
I'm aboard.
Sure.
And then just grasp this thing with all four claws. And the wings, between the two, this boar is like the size of an Indian elephant. So he's like he is beating his wings really hard, but...
Could you do that on anything else, or just yourself?
Other things, you too.
So, if we could have found a squirrel...
Wait,
could
actually,
we
let
have
me
turned...
double check that.
Yeah.
Just so I don't talk out my ass. Nope, it is self. Just myself.
Just yourself.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
There is a variant that can be cast on other creatures, but they cannot take the form of any creature whose inner fire, shall we say, is greater than their own. I could not turn a squirrel into a lion, for example, but I could turn a lion into a squirrel.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, fair enough. Sure, that works. Cool. Are you planning on coming to Akros to help us fight with your amazing dragon powers, or are you staying here?
It is to be determined. Some of Nilia's chosen must remain to defend the Vale. Like any garrison force, I trust you understand that.
Sure.
I have no aversion to coming to fight, to aid. But I will defer to the Sibyl's wishes. Rest assured that if it is not I, others will come.
Cool. Lovely. Yeah, great. Good. Cool. Let's get back quickly, shall we?
Give me a minute, this thing's fucking heavy and you're not helping. He just like redoubles his wings.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I've got that can help aid him in this. Don't think so. No, I have nothing that can help.
He thinks to himself, you could fucking walk. But he doesn't say that out loud.
I mean, if he's just out of curiosity, how far did we fly in search of this thing?
Far enough that if you walked, you'd miss, like, half the party.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright. But, after a couple hours preparation, you return with this great prize, and other hunters return with their great prizes. None as large as yours, but there are elk, and there are even other boars brought about, and a large calf found at one point as well, and brought in. And these great roasting fires are erected. Certain druids seem to be able to spew flames at will. They have these great staves that have like a perpetually burning branch at the end of it. Wildfire druids. And they and create these crackling flames which we begin to cook. And we'll say that transitions to...
Is that on a separate audio track that we can turn down?
Is it that loud?
Very loud. It's pretty dang loud.
It's at near 0 to me.
How the rest of you guys feeling that?
1 second.
I
Oh, seriously? I gotta do that every time? Okay, look. How's that? Hang on. Because I think... Yeah, I think with each one, it's got its own separate gain. So, like, if I switch to a different one, so just remind me.
Cool.
And so... a great revelrous feast is had. And, you've all heard stories, but none of you, except Skotinos, have ever experienced firsthand a satyr revel. Xanthia, there are satyrs that exist outside of the Vale, more in Meletis than Akros, although they do come occasionally, so, you have seen allusions to it. They're certainly the rowdiest of the bunch when it comes to any festivities that you were present at Hilira or Botch within Akros. But it is another thing altogether to bear witness to it firsthand, and it is musicians, cooks, games. Satyrs are born of a will to enjoy life in all its forms. And that is what you see on display here. True benevolent hedonism, let's put it that way. There is even places where more carnal desires are permitted to be exhibited in full. Well, full display sounds a little gratuitous, but anything goes. The night is yours. What do you wish to do?
I kind of look to Scottinos in this moment to say, so Scotty, okay, question, what can I do to have as much fun without going completely off the rails, tits up, asshole drunk as I can?
Easiest way to do that, befriend someone that has the Greater Restoration spell, and then you're fine.
Sweet. Hilira, do you have the Greater Restoration spell?
Not today.
Oh, but could you have it tomorrow morning?
I could.
Good to know.
I think I'm trying to work out whether or not lesser restoration would also assist in this. Yes, condition. Oh no, one condition: blind, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Yes, great. So basically, I can help.
Sweet.
Stop, reduce the effect of the drunk. Like, I can do it once. I can give you one do-over of going too hard. The catch of that is I need to have also gone too far. And I hold the wand of Clancy and go, let's get more!
I'm gonna try and bring that one back for campaign 2.
Still with the kobold's skull kind of like affixed to it. So the wand of Clancy. I kind of just dive straight into some of the revelry and just cut loose.
I'll offer you the option, Scottinos, as well. With whatever spell slot you had, would you have wanted to use your tower to add additional amenities to the...
My plan was to do that towards the end of the evening anyway, just to kind of give
sleepy
like
bungalows and stuff like
pretty
that.
Much, yes.
Makes sense.
But actually, as you mention it, kind of goes, comes to think of it, actually, that is a very good shout, and I could go over the top. Let me just double check. Golos Tower is a 3rd level spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, great. How big is the space that we're currently reveling in?
It's open grassland.
Great, okay. It takes me 10 minutes to cast each time. I'm casting Goldus Tower 3 times at 3rd level, 3 times at 4th level. And just basically turning it into an enormous, just multiple sectors. Yeah.
And literally just like extra benches on the inside and different casks and things are brought out.
Yeah. So there's, I think most of them are going to be most of them will just be like lounge spaces or open spaces, but there will be I think one of them I'll turn into sort of just like a spa den with like 3 floors of just spa, and and one of them will have an observatory on the top because stargazing is fun when you're drunk.
Oh yeah, 100%. And the stars are they're beautiful everywhere in Theros, but without any light pollution of a city, it is...
I'm now out of spells entirely. So,
except for the wand.
Except for the wand, yes.
Okay. And things kick off. Botch, you watch as a younger satyr girl, about younger than you certainly, late 20s, maybe early 30s, short, I'm talking 5'2", with sort of mousy brown hair and freckles and a big smile, literally just as part of this tornado of dancers that are dancing through, she literally just, without missing a beat, grabs your hands and pulls you into this sort of swirling dance.
Sure. Okay, cool. All right. I'll go with it.
Just as you guys move, she twirls back and forth, and she, you dance funny. I love it. and continues to.
Cool.
She's surprised. Like you are caught by surprise, but she's also surprisingly strong in terms of like her enthusiasm, and you are along for the ride.
Okay, I'm down.
And as she does so, she says, "Oh, here!" And she holds out a one of those fruits that you saw earlier. They're sort of they're like a giant sort of teardrop-shaped grape.
Cool. I'm like,
Oh, whoa, no. Like, before she stops you before. That isn't how it... No, don't. You'll get it all over yourself. You do it. It's like this silly, and she pulls it up, and she pierces the side as well as the top, and basically, like, shotgunning a beer can, and then, like, immediately reduces it to, like, an empty balloon.
amazing. Okay, sure. Okay, I go to imitate her with another one.
You're familiar with this move. You're used to doing it with wooden casks, but you know this move.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys...
With wooden casks, including the crunching and everything.
Oh, fuck
that's,
yes.
That's
Hang on, I
boss.
posted
That
a
is
GIF
boss.
in the Discord.
That is boss.
Whereas, I'm gonna do it here. I posted a thing in the For Shame Not On a Discord that I'm gonna also share here. Ah, damn it, internet's dropping. Ah, fuck, I'll do it from here. Oh no, here. Ah, God, it's loaded. Oh, here we go. If anybody wants to join our Discord, which you should see the link on screen, or anyone is part of our Discord, I'm going to, you can check the memes section for the image I'm about to post. George Clips, this is how, Botch drinks ale. Wait, no, for fuck's sake. It was copy message link, sorry, 1 second. God, it's always a pain in the arse when it doesn't work how you plan to work. And then you're like floundering, but just give me 2 seconds. Open in browser, let's just do that. Copy image address, and we go back. This is a lot of build up, it's not gonna be worth it now, is it? There we go. That is how Botch drinks ale.
Excellent. That's pretty accurate.
And yeah, Botch, you basically, and like you almost slightly regret your decision because you immediately realize that this is very sweet, very strong wine.
Yeah, it's good. I don't reject it going down my throat, but I'm still up.
But it's basically like when you when someone hands you a shot, and you like, or it's like when someone hands you a drink and you realize it was like it was actually like 90% tequila, but that's only after you've taken like 2 big gulps, and you're like, oh boy,
no.
that's gonna bite me in the ass.
Yes. Oh no.
And this Satyr girl literally just tosses the skin aside and says, "Woo!" And then,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Amalia, what would you like to do?
Well, is there food at this thing?
Oh yeah, there is like whole haunches of pork. There is venison, and it is all cooked and cured with the utmost care. You watched as the party was being prepared. Skotinos' mother, Irini, labor with years of skill, grinding flour that was sprouted in the moment into these fresh loaves that she literally holds one out to you so you can have with other food, and she gives it like a light squeeze, and you hear just the crispest crunch of like when it's a ciabatta loaf that's just outside of the oven. It's like that. It's a bit in ratatouille with the bread. Like,
Yeah, so I'm just sitting down on a log.
oh yeah, and honestly, like the satyrs make a little bit of a game out of basically bringing you food and just watching your like Goku-like empty, like bottomless stomach. it's like. You're like, you don't hear it, but Scotty hears it. You hear a couple of the satyrs say, 5 gold drachmi, she doesn't finish this next roast ox. You're on.
Someone just lost 5 gold pieces.
Yeah, you do like 20 minutes later. The second satyr like holds his hand out, and the first one just drops the coins into his hand. Hilira, do you wish to do anything?
I think Hilira's gonna ask Xanthia to dance with her.
And Xanthia takes you in her her belt flares, and she you've had to do certain dances before where you've been led. But even in those, it was part of the choreography. Almost by accident, you're given no choice in the matter because she has the strength of a fire giant. So she's like, all right, and she goes to do a lift, and she accidentally basically and you go 10 feet up. And she's like, oh shit, and she catches you. That's fine, but it's like oh whoops. You're like, oh, okay, I'm okay.
Yeah, I think at one point, Xanthia will stop dancing and also have some food, knowing Xanthia a little bit. And Hilira will just dance with anyone. She's having a great time. She loves to dance.
You're literally pulled into this string of satyrs who are doing like a... it's not a conga line, it's when they're all holding hands side by side, but they're sort of doing these mirthful leaps. And you're basically sent bounding with them as they go back and forth. At one point, they pull out this enormous, beautifully woven tarp that has a woven mosaic at the center of interlocking sort of branches and imagery of grapes and things like that. And they do I don't know if there's an official name for it, but when they use a piece of fabric to power launch people like a trampoline. And so
Nice.
it's like a whee, whee, whee.
Fun.
Skotinos, do you wish to do anything?
I think, for the most part, we'll spend most of the evening just kind of getting stuck into revelry that he's not had the chance to kind of get involved with for a long time, and even when he did, was kind of never really got fully invested, but now is fully get stuck in, and even at one point. Seeing that there isn't as much or as much perceived disdain or separation as he might have expected, I will actually use another casting of the glaive for Tasha's otherworldly guise, but this time rather than the kind of fettered and festering form that you initially see. Instead, Skotinos' beard turns green, and his robes turn into effigies of leaves and vines, as an effigy similar to Titania kind of washes over, and I will just be just swooping and diving for the hour and singing.
The initial transformation also, almost without, unexpectedly, these astral serpents, no bigger than sort of like a corn snake, will go around each of your arms and just launch off, and they float before explode into green fireworks.
Boss.
I'm gonna ask you to roll a general persuasion check with a low DC, but this is just a vibe check you give off for the
22.
No trouble at all. You could have succeeded with much less as well. You've done a great service. It was again, you were rolling for the possibility of failure more than for the risk of failure more than the possibility of success. And it's an interesting thing. Yes, there are some side eyes, there are still some mistrusting glances, but like I said, well, like Krisa said, old wounds runs deep. But at a revel, with the atmosphere that it is hard for some. It is hard for flames of ambivalence and grudge to stay fed. And for each scowling face, there are 3 more beaming faces ready to take their place. And it is... Any ambivalence is... And any hostility is shunted to the side, is easy to ignore, is just... the simplest thing in the world to put out of sight, out of mind, before you find yourself too busy focusing on those who are elated that you have come. Some even older satyrs fascinated by Galio, asking if they may take a... they're not like hold it or anything. They ask if they can take a closer look at it. And
I'm very happy to kind of offer it up for inspection a lot of the time. And still we're kind of in this form. And this form of otherworldly guys is a lot less bone breaking, has a bit more poise and finesse. Though I don't speak, but I kind of happily offer the. Yeah.
You're a cool guy. Thank you so much. Sorry, I can't turn the voice off in this form.
So he doesn't speak in this form, but he's still like kind of nods in acknowledgement. And there was kind of like a moment, like use the opportunity to kind of get those motes of flame, and kind of shoot them into the air harmlessly out of people's range. And he'll just, I'll blow all power and abilities I have just to piss about for a night, and in various ways.
There are even certain druids that, or certain druids or maguses that come into this. You see one. Unknown to you, but not a druid, but a sorcerer. She unleashes pyrotechnics out into the night sky. And one very powerful, you don't remember his name, but you know he is a very powerful archdruid, much like your father, turns himself into a literal flock of birds. And surrounds you. And then before reappearing. It is a white evening, and as you do these make a performance check.
Oh God. Performance. Not terrible. 18.
More than enough. You spin and twirl and swoop and holler, and augmented by those around you. Actually, I roll with advantage because you're being helped by everyone.
Then a dirty 20.
Even better. And at one point, Amalia picks up one of the empty casks and just hurls it at you. With warning, it's like, Scotty! And you just, as a demonstration, whooshing, cut it in half. And everyone cheers, and they begin to shout, Fortinos! 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 And you cock your head for a moment, wondering if they forgot your name, but this seems to be deliberate. Fortinos! Fortinos! Make an intelligence check.
14?
I'll give it to you. Because it does sound eerily similar to your own name, and you remember that your name is styled after an old Theron word for the Dark One. However, it's twinned with its antipode. The term for bright. Fortino.
Yeah.
And you realize they're calling you the Bright One.
He gets a bit soppy in Tyrion, then drinks more, and then forgets it. There.
Does anybody wish to do anything else for the evening?
Aside from have a really good time, no.
A really really good time is had. Botch, literally, at one point, one of the Sibyls just looks up for a second, then she casts her hand out and Grove songs a large sort of... It's almost like a deliberate tree stump. It's like the tree stump and like the first 10 feet of trunk of what might have been like an elder sequoia in terms of a thick trunk, but it stops there. And there's a section of the bark that's sort of colored red in the shape of a target. And she basically says, "Enjoy!" And there are different, more out there satyrs. Sorry, just trying to remember the term for them. Those who might fancy themselves as being members of the Cult of Horns. Slightly edgier satyrs. Similar to Scotine, like you sense a vibe. There's one satyr chick who's got a mohawk and is topless and has a myriad of tattoos and piercings. And she's just having a good time. Like she's literally wearing like a harness to that goes across her sternum and like around her back, and that's it. And she literally just pulls out a myriad of knives and flicks them, like 2 triple 20s and a bullseye against the log. And Botch, you have a go with Nimiras. You, and like you literally, Nimiras buries itself like into the trunk, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you're not gonna get that back," but you, and it's like, "Oh my god, that was awesome." How much do you drink, Botch? How much does everybody drink? Amalia, do you drink?
Very heavily.
I drink until...
Sorry, I would say that she has like 3 glasses of wine, but she doesn't finish off the third glass because she's getting a little bit dizzy.
Okay, they don't serve wine by the glass so much as the gourd here. No, wooden cups can be provided. Okay, so you're a little bit tipsy, that's fine. Squitinos, how much?
I wait until I can see the wonder of the Wand of Clancy for what it really is. And then as soon as I can, I restart Barkios's timer and use Lesser Restoration on him at some point. And then I'll keep going myself.
Okie dokie. Sorry, just someone in the audience was asking about Amalia's being quite quiet, and we hear you. There's nothing to be done, unfortunately, for the moment. But I will get her some. I will get her some good audio equipment soon. But you're still audible. So we will just roleplay it that, like, because of all the like chicken in your mouth, it just sounds a bit like far away. And you're like, just wait a minute, wrong. But yeah, okay, in that case, if you're going to Lesser Restoration, Botch, unless you keep drinking after that, there will be no Constitution saving throw required by Botch.
Oh, I'm very much continuing to drink.
Okay.
I think this is like, you know, my second win.
Okay. Well, so by the end of the evening, make a Constitution saving throw.
Nice. Oh, that's very good. That will be a 26.
26. Yeah. This stuff is strong, and without that Lesser Restoration to give you your second wind, you would have had some trouble. Even you realize this, and so you thank your lucky stars that Scotty basically reset the clock for you, because you feel very lubricated. You are slurring your words a bit at this point. And it's very sweet and remarkably devoid of the normal acidity that red wine has. So it just like tastes incredibly nice, like a tropical drink almost in some respects. But you're staggering and you've spent a lot of time dancing, and the satyr who basically had dragged you into this, Adila, is getting a little flirty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see here, I'm basically just
She's
talking about nothing and everything. Yeah.
She Yeah, she's like prodding your pecs sometimes as you talk about this. Yeah, talk about nothing, and she tells you about her life and whatnot.
Yeah. Good. And I tell her about mine and about my entire. I go through my entire life story through a series of different slurs, drunken wretches, and a couple of almost accidental chunders.
She oh, you okay, buddy?
Have you ever seen that photo of that dude trying to talk to this girl in the nightclub, and she's just there looking like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I imagine it gets to that point.
The best version of that caption I've seen, the best version of that meme I've seen is where it's captioned with, "No, it's called blockchain and it means the ape really is mine."
I like that.
But no,
Oh,
she's
no.
you know, despite your best efforts, shall we say, she is enjoying your company, and she is rude as rude and blue as you are. She like 1 minute. Oh god, there was a little bit in that one. Sorry, what you were saying? So you carved that out of a chimera? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I did. It was pretty easy as well, because once it was dead, it was just lying there, ready, ripe for the taking. Yeah.
You're cute, and she pulls you in for a kiss.
I don't stop it, but I don't engage in it either. I'm just there like.
Well, it's up to you how to proceed, but she is a satyr. They are known for being not libelous, libacious.
Libelous.
Libelous.
Hey, they're very similar words.
You're
They
gonna
are known
wake
for
up to a
being-
summons by her father the following morning.
Yeah, they are known for being libacious and uninhibited, and she is genuinely enjoying your company. It's not, you don't get the sense that you're being used or anything, but you definitely sense a very carefree, let's say, sex-positive attitude, with someone who knows what they want and wants it. Like, and many others couple off. This is a revel after all. It gets quite raunchy.
With that in mind, I'm going to roll a d20, and with a natural 2, I am going to just let her do what she wants.
All right. Do you at least enjoy it?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably. I don't remember the next morning.
No, you remember. It's without the reset on the clock, you probably wouldn't have remembered.
Yeah.
But she is tender and considerate, but also expects you to put in as much effort.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
Boo hiss.
It's the most awkward session of D&D of my life.
Listen, you guys wanted to attend a satyr revel. Scotty's taken. I don't know what Amalia wants to do right now, but she is happy to peruse the available selection if she wants. I just assumed she wouldn't. based on her
Available
character.
selection.
Amalia's alone in the
Available.
corner, just watching stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're watching. And so satyrs are lustful creatures in Theros and in mythology, so they no one will make you do anything that you don't want to do, but at the same time they're gonna try it. And so
I imagine at one point during the night, I would probably, after the other one of the guys has faded, and probably, well, rather tipsy, desperately trying to find Hilira and go, Hilira, have you got message still?
No. Who do you want me to message tomorrow?
Oh, no, it's okay. It's just if you could do it tonight. It's fine.
Wait, what?
I want
What
to
do
see
you
how
want me-
I don't want to see how Galatea's doing.
Oh, you want to see? I'll say very like the. You want to see how your partner is doing?
he just goes. He goes back to.
As much as I hate being a party pooper, it is super fucking loud. Your shout does not register as being tonally different to the amount of whooping and hollering around you.
It's fine. I tried.
I'm imagining. Oh my god, cause D&D. So I posted a comment in the chat saying, Amalia's face whilst watching, and I put the Scottino emote. And cause D&D, you legend, responded with Jack Nicholson nodding gif. I'm imagining if you did manage to message Galate, it'd be like when you call a partner drunk at the party.
Oh, God, it would be the worst thing.
I
mean, this is the benefit of having someone to do the messaging for you, because then they're spared the unintelligible drivel that I spout when I'm drunk. So.
Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna come up with a spell called Drunks Texting. It works the same as Message. It's a level 3 spell, but it is a level 1 spell if you're shit-hammered.
I shall have it added to the Wand of Clancy. Yeah.
Alright. So, the evening plays out and draws to a close. Some of you have a, I hope, willing, steamy engagement. I'll say you do feel a bit awkward because, Butch, because this is not like a quiet corner of the forest. There's a section of open field.
Sure. This is happening in public. Why not?
Say it is, man. Amalia, I will say, Amalia, roll 1 Constitution saving throw.
Did you say Constitution?
Yeah. Okay. You're fine. If you'd failed, you might have just woken up saying, my belly hurts. Because you ate a lot, but,
That doesn't sound like an Amalia thing. That sounds like a Raffi thing.
Yeah, but Amalia ate, I think, an entire cow's worth of, meat. So, there are limits to even your iron stomach.
Especially now you're in, very inflexible armor.
Oh, yeah. And you do have to get... Moros is, it doesn't necessarily slow you down, but Moros is heavier than your normal plate, so it takes a second to get used to. But daylight comes, and with a fond goodbye, your mother pulls you in close with a big hug. Here, for good luck. And she pops a little pendant that, she's always had, just a charm that has a small spiral that ends in it's a slightly pinky red agate that is carved into a small spiral that ends in a goat's head. And it's just something she's always worn for good luck.
Oh, I will happily bear it. Before I go, that awkward thing that I asked when I left, just so I had something to remember you by before. I kind of lost those, and I point to the little empty vials again. Is that okay? I know this is if it's okay.
Of course, my dear. And honestly, Scotty, your mum, she's a sweet woman, but she don't play. She literally bites her wrist and...
Oh, shit. Cool. Oh, God, you didn't have to... Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That's great.
Easier that way. And your father, just pinches his brow and cure wounds, is it? He does it a bit more subtly. He opens his mouth. A single one of his canines goes into a wolf fang, and he pricks it off his pinky on that, and then bleeds in.
And I refill the vials that have the old, basically, I've had to rewrite their names on them, but I had them.
Did you deposit the other vials you got, like, from Astratus and stuff, or are you still ringing like a chandelier?
No, they got destroyed when all my non-magical equipment got lost in the house. So he has been, so he's been struggling with that loss for a while. So he's had the chance
I will
to get
say
them back.
this Marular's scale would have survived.
Yeah, anything with a magical capacity, but like just mundane. Mm-hmm. But yes, and yeah, with that done, he will say his goodbyes, and then he will kind of awkwardly kind of shuffle back to everyone else and go. So we were Tempest. Thanks for having us.
Keep my son safe, you hear? He didn't say it as a
Dad.
threat, but as a son. You could be 37, 87, or 1007, and I'm always going to be your father, all right?
Yeah, all right.
Good. Now come on. You've got 6 seconds. He just thunk, there's like a reverberating ring that rings out on the tree, and for a moment, and it splits open. And you're like, go, go, go.
And I will clop through.
Same.
And you all come back in the courtyard of the Parthenon at Meletis. It's like your dad isn't necessarily familiar with every tree, so he like knows there's a big one in the courtyard of like the main edifice. So you came out there, and you can already see they're expecting you. So you see Queen Lauvu and Pevia there. It's like, I've had such good news, and Lauvu also says, Lazarus was quite informative. Thank you. We Bothratis will respect your wishes to refrain from acquiring the timber at this time. Only if you are certain it will not make a difference in the battle to come.
Okay, I'll look to the rest of the group and go, to be fair, I actually kind of made that call without speaking with any of you guys, so maybe we should think about that. But I was just basically saying that ideally we just didn't want them to use the wood, but if it's useful, could be useful. What do you guys think?
Couldn't give a shit, mate. Let's do whatever we want. You guys do whatever you guys want. Let's just crack on.
I will clarify, Botch. The purpose of this wood was meant to serve to build siege weapons and other things like that for the battle to come.
Sorry, I thought just using just general use. In which case, I say yes, let's use it. We need this wood. Anything we can to save Akros would be great. Yes, please.
Things like honestly, like shields and spear halves, something like that. That was the point.
Yes, we need all the wood.
Helira, what do you think?
I think we could use it, but if you don't want to, it's it's part of your home stuff. So if you say no, then it's no.
Amalia, what do you think?
What they said.
You're
Up to
helpful.
you. Completely.
I was trying to help get people give decisions that weren't entirely my decision. Botch makes a good point. If at the very least, only so far as for the purpose of this conflict, and then no more. And also be aware that some of that wood might also be kind of dead. So.
Nothing that Pevia says. Nothing that cannot be brought back to life.
Yeah, just don't do it the same way he did, because that was nasty.
I've been made aware. But understand something, Scotinus. She pulls out a gardening fork, as in the ones with the sort of she keeps on her, and she basically presents the handle. And the this thing is made out of metal, and the like this looks like just like a tool she had available. but it is like a metal tool, and the handle looks like it is Grovesong wood, very ornate and teeming with life, but it definitely hammered and worked in by traditional means. Metal and wheels and technology needn't always be diametrically opposed to life and nature. A little compromise can sometimes go a long way. That was the impetus, the motivation for the original accord. That said, we will honor your wishes, should you desire.
Right. How long we got to wait now?
So it was 5 days originally, and you guys had spent about 1 day. I think it's been 4 days, if I did the math right. Tomorrow you march, and I'll say, though, that is where we're going to take a break, because I am quite thirsty as well, because it's 9 o'clock on the dot, which is perfect. We will be back in about 10 minutes or so, or 10 past the hour. And we'll resume. Thank you so much. We are DC30. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. We are resuming. And it's always cute to see like the 10-second or so delay between my camera and you guys' camera just because of the way Video Ninja works. I think I need to repaste Amalia's and she's gone. She's, in a way, she's almost like, no, it's not Ilithia, it's your other character that sort of pops in and out of existence.
Belvedere.
Tell you what, I feel like even on the games where you're, like, there for the whole session, you should just borrow Violet's laptop to still simulate the experience.
Oh, Jordan would kill me.
Well, you can tell him I said, you get used to it. All right. And we return to the city main of Meletis. Is that okay in terms of ambience?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Perfect. So, you have a day. You've basically just dropped into the city. You know you have about a day. You march tomorrow. What would anyone like to do? Would anybody like to do anything?
I had something, but I just want to jump in because I know you've done loads in the Vale recently, so if anyone wants to jump in first.
Go ahead.
I'd like to work out, I'd like to go to Penelope's and bring out the plant that I salvaged to try and work out if it can be, like, hopefully it's retained most of its life while being in a page. And then see what, and basically just see what it can be used for.
She examines it.
So I'll have ripped out, like, the page is ripped out as part of that as well.
Oh, the toxic plant. Right.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about like one of those ones in the pots, because that would have been just
No,
oleander.
no, those are fine. No, I mean the actual thing that I popped into the dragon soak, the one that basically nearly killed Hilira.
Would you tell her first what this does?
I don't know. Let me do an intelligence check. Dirty 20, yes. I think it would be reasonable for me to go, this is the circumstance when we touched it, it shook. So I kind of described the circumstances leading up to it. That I tried to take a sliver of it and it defended itself.
Okay, so before you pull it out, could you give me 1 second? And she, basically pulls out this... It's like a frame that attaches to her jaw. Like, sort of, like, almost like a... No, not an Immortan Joe style. Like, basically, like, it hooks around her ears, this metal contraption that leaves this, like, small, closed-off basket that, like, hangs off her chin. And then she pours a whole bunch of herbs into it. Basically, fill it up to here. And then she sets it going, so, like, this, like, waft of incense basically is, like, right around her face, and that sort of, like, travels up into her nostrils constantly, creating a, basically, a smokescreen, a sort of, like, archaic gas mask, if you will. You may want
pretty
to
cool.
stand back. It's not good for you in the long run, but necessary in this instance. And, like, with these heavy leather gloves, she... Alright, so the way I pull it out is... And... Oh, goodness.
I'd give her the chance to kind of see what it looks like on the page first,
Yeah.
so she can get an idea, and then she can...
She basically plonks it down behind the counter. That large cabinet there, grab it. She
I grab
points
the
to-
cabinet.
No, like, open the door, you
Oh,
dullard.
okay.
Pay attention to the context. And there's like a huge glass, like, it's like a crock pot, but it's made out of glass. It's like a giant jar.
Yeah.
Funk. Right. Open the windows, Christ, that's... I see what you mean. The mask helps, but... I understood the lethality of that. That... I can do things with that. I need to study it a bit more to learn its properties, but... There are many reagent or poison that I could craft with that.
You have it with my blessings. Let me see
Thank
what you
you
get up with.
kindly.
And I will
I think
leave
a
her to
powerful
it.
antiseptic if I... powerful anesthetic if I can craft it correctly. I shall have a
And
think.
as I leave her to her music, and I'll rejoin the group. But that's what I wanted to do. I do still have the unicorn for Hilira, but we still need it cured.
Yeah. Scotty, you swear you hear a glass pink sound in your head as you visualize a large green meter that says piety on it, and the bar just like ding. Okay. Any more for any more?
Do we need anything? Do we need healing potions? Do we need more stuff? What do we need? Do we need anything?
I've got 2 potions of healing.
Okay.
That's my lot.
Okay. I'm trying to think if we need anything else. As a stress planner, do we need anything else? We need all the
we
things.
still need to put a spell in my helmet if we have anything extra, because I used the flame blade last fight.
Right. Okay. That's up to 4th level, right?
Yes.
Alright. Is there a spell you really want?
Well, I know
Oh, I
you
can hear
have like
myself.
a speedy spell that could make me maybe fly while like I'm attacking dead people. Maybe that would work.
I have fly and I also have haste.
Or like if anyone else has anything cool with like things or like waves or stuff.
I might have something. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna look through Xanthia's spell
I
list.
can
as well.
offer Vitrolic Sphere, or we still have the Old Faithful Healing Word, or even Cure Wounds.
I'll see what Xanthia has. To clarify, Amalia, fly obviously makes you fly. It lets you fly at 30 feet for 10 minutes, I believe. Haste gives you a few different effects. It increases your armor class by 2, making you harder to hit. You get an extra action which you can use to make a weapon attack or to dash, or you can do a couple different things. And you also have advantage on dexterity saving throws. So if like someone shoots a lightning bolt at you, you're more likely to succeed against that.
Would then Amalia be concentrating on her own haste?
Yeah, so it's basically it is treated as if the wielder of the helmet has cast a spell. However, it uses the stat block.
Right.
What's your Constitution saving throw like, Amalia? Or Violet?
Well, my constitution is plus 10, so I...
Okay, so you're good at keeping concentration then.
Ooh, yeah.
I also have counterspell.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
It's so mean, and you should definitely have counterspell.
Question, what is counterspell?
It's when you're casting a spell. When someone's casting a spell and they stop it working.
You basically pull a Uno skip card.
Yeah, so during the fight with the Druid Lich, he was about to cast a spell called Contaminate, I believe, which would have done something like 10d10 necrotic damage to everybody. Lezaros timed his counterspell and stopped that from happening.
Okay, so it's out of counterspell or haste? Which one do you guys want me to put in the helmet?
The main thing with counterspell, I'll say, Violet, is you do have to remember you have it and sort of like use a reaction to use it. I'll say that like this is not to push it one with the other, but just to make you aware, you have a few different things that require use of your reaction, both with Sentinel and the new armor effects and things like that. So you may not be starved for resources, and like there's a lot of things competing for the use of your reaction at the moment.
Okay, so that basically sounds like I should put haste in the helmet.
Not necessarily.
You're cool.
Like if you think you can juggle it, like that's fine. But basically, like just context that you might need to be aware of, Violet.
I've also got a potion of greater healing. I just saw I had that. So I do have potions, so I'm good.
I have also Bless, perhaps, Amalia. I can cast it at a high level to bless more people, and if you're concentrating on that, that means neither me or Hilaire would have to. I'm sorry, Tamara. Wherever you are.
But what is that accent?
I'm doing my best, okay?
He's doing his best for the Fiora accent.
Das ist a good accent, yeah?
Fuck all y'all.
How many people can you heal with Bless?
So Bless doesn't heal. Bless gives you a D4 to attack rolls and saving throws. 3 at level 1. Bless. So 3, which would then become 3 at level 1, which becomes 4 at level
6.
2, 5 at level 3.
So you could bless the entire party
that
if you
Xanthia
wanted.
had 4th level spell slots, which she does.
So you could either take a heal in either the form of a cure wounds, which is a touch effect using your action, or a healing word, which is a bonus action, doesn't heal as much, but can be just done to anyone within a range, which is quite useful if people are at distance. There's Bless, which is a good all-rounder.
Haste is a bit scary on a fighter in general. Also, any concentration spell is going to be especially effective on you, Amalia, because you're a tough
Because of the
cookie.
concentration. Yeah.
Like, so Hilira can also cast haste, but she's more likely if she casts it on herself, for example, on someone else, and she gets hit, she's more likely to lose concentration of it than you are, because you're built to be tough.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Hilira is like a human, and I'm a lion.
What do you want, Somalia?
I don't know. There's many options. Help, please. would be better for the party?
Feel free to chime in and out of character as well, guys. Like, don't feel like every single discussion has to be like, oh, what does my character know and don't know. You can be a bit tactical if you
I
want.
think the healing word is always a safe option because of the distance
Yeah.
range of it.
I will just say
It's
is
not as much healing because it's not, but it's a healing using a bonus action.
I will just say as the DM, I do lament a little bit. You guys don't experiment a little more with the helm if you continue to choose healing. But obviously that is my
Yeah.
like. Don't listen to me.
I mean,
But
counterspell is one of the
Yeah,
most
counterspell-
annoying things
yeah.
in a game, and also one of the best things in a game.
Oh yeah.
The thing
that's
thing,
what-
thing to think about, like, although yes, you have a lot of reactions, Amalia, you have to use them anyway. But also, are some of those reactions a once per long rest scenario, so you only get a certain time of reactions, and depending on the reaction, like using a counterspell rather than one of your other reactions would still be potent. So that's a valid argument to kind of throw in for counterspell as well.
One other thing is this, that contamination, that was 10d10 to the entirety of the party. One healing word would have done maybe
Nothing.
20 healing, whereas that contamination could have done about 600 damage. And removing that 600 damage from the board?
For
pretty
context,
powerful.
it's not automatic. Now
It's
it
not
can be
automatic.
Xanthia can put it at 4th level, so if it's at the same level as the spell being cast, it just instantly counters it. If it's a spell
But I
that
thought-
is higher, you have to roll.
Correct.
And
But
that
it's
would be
still
using
worth
your-
the chance.
It's true. What is your spellcasting modifier?
It would be working using off of Xanthia's, which is +9.
That's
No, sorry,
Plu-
+4, because it's
four. I was
That's
gonna say,
nine.
like it'd be like, oh well, then that's the answer. +4, so okay, it gives a reasonable chance of success there in a high level scenario, and 4th level is still quite a lot of potent spells. So yeah, counter spells are a good shout.
Do it.
I certainly would say one of those rather than haste. I think.
I'm gonna vote for haste because haste is cool, and I want to see Amalia get hasted.
You can haste her yourself.
With my +2 to con saves, I don't think so.
Just be careful.
Me, Healera, being careful.
Did you really just ask Helena to do that? That's like saying, Scotty, just don't be weird. Like, how dare you? Oh,
Wow.
don't give me that fake indignation.
the
Scotty
fuck out.
wears his weirdness like a badge of honor.
Don't we all?
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say counterspell is my vote.
Amalia, you do get a vote in this as well. Zooms, and extra // or be able to stop spells. Just also bear in mind, the ability to absorb souls of the armor that you have now takes a reaction to use.
Okay.
So that is in lieu of like just second wind or like sentinel. Obviously that's might make the difference, but just bear in mind you do now have a big thing that if a lot of enemies die, it's a huge competition for your reaction. Because it might also be a case that if you you counter a spell, but then you can't absorb the soul when you need to, or you absorb the soul when you need to, but then you can't counter spell when you need to.
Okay.
So there's just
well,
something
I
to consider.
rolled 2 4s to see, like, if I was to roll a 4, like, what would it be? One of them was a 4, but then one of them was a 1, so you know.
What?
Because you know how you said it's a 4 for the spell thing?
It's +4.
Yeah,
So you-
exactly. So I was rolling 4s to see, like, what would it be?
Yeah?
So one of them was a 4.
Wait, was that a D4 that you rolled?
Yeah.
No, you roll a D20 and you add 4 to it.
Oh, okay. See, that's even better. See, this is how you know Amalia should not be doing spells.
Wow. This is going to go great.
Well, fortunately, okay, haste is a bit more fire and forget, if that's helpful to you, Violet. You cast it once and you just remember, harder to hit, extra // move quicker.
I think I would like that one. Just because Amalia-wise, I feel like that would be better for her.
Oh! You could also have Death Ward.
Oh, what's that?
Ooh, that's also a good one.
So Death Ward, I've just started perfect on everyone else's character sheets. And Hilera has this. Basically, the first time a target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, they instead drop to 1 hit point and the spell ends. If the spell is in effect when the target is subjected to a spell that would kill it instantaneously without feeling damage, that effect is instead negated to the target.
Now,
so
you
it's
can
like
cast
before
that
you get
on yourself, or you can cast that on someone else before a fight as well.
Also, I will add, just for giggles, and because it's annoying and it's fun, and the two of us having it would be more annoying and more fun, banishment.
Yeah, you know, that's valid. Banishment is
Is banishment when you
false.
like basically banish someone to like a whole other world?
Yes, which we
Yeah.
have done consistently to a lot of nasty things. And I mean, freedom of movement is also a good option because
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, you're unaffected by difficult terrain. You can't be grappled. Well, grappling is easy to escape.
See,
Yeah.
banishment would be cool for me, but then Amalia would just want to kill stuff.
There.
Yeah, I say either. I'm going to change my mind. Either Death Ward or Counterspell. But you choose you.
You just really... You guys just really are afraid of the spells that I throw at you guys.
What's
Oh,
just
yeah.
chaos infused into a
I know
body?
Benevolent Evil well. This is some of those spells are nasty.
Then how come you never took Counterspell? I had a theme going, alright? Like, it was cramping my style.
Yes, that is exactly what happened, and I'm not sorry.
No need to be sorry.
Amalia, what are you choosing?
So, hold on, wait, what were the options? Counterspell I was choosing, I don't think. It was haste, or what was the other one?
Haste,
Death Ward?
Counterspell, and Banishment.
Death Ward.
And
Or
Death
locate
Ward.
creature.
We also have inflict wounds if you want some more spite.
Oh my good fuck,
Do you want
lose
all
2
my
points of
spells?
piety. Scottinos, for that alone. Gelio reverts to
first time.
dormant.
Okay, but we'll simply make it so it's 3 options: haste, counterspell, banishment.
Death Ward.
But okay, but fuck! 4 options. Haste, 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 counterspell, banishment, death ward.
What does Death Ward do again?
If you're gonna go unconscious, you don't the first time.
You're harder to die.
It's like a get out of jail free card.
That one.
Done.
Okay.
Okay.
That was easy, guys. I don't know why we were making such a thing about it.
Because what chaos.
Abbott and Costello, eat your fucking heart out.
Oh.
Whew. I'm imagining you guys having this actual conversation at, like, the fort.
Oh yeah, I think that.
Definitely.
Okay. Cool. So, Amalia, make a note that you have a spell called Death Ward in the helm.
What about
Now-
chromatic orb? Anyway, right, I'm done. I'm done.
Rocks
I'm just.
fall, everyone dies.
Things I don't know.
It's alright.
Cool. So, Amalia, just make a note you have Death Ward. We can talk about it more later, Violet, in terms of, like, when next we see each other. The basic gist of it is, you cast it ahead of a fight to prepare, kind of thing. Because it lasts, like, a 24 hours or something, or 8 hours or something like that, right?
Let me see.
Death
8
ward,
hours,
8 hours.
yeah.
Yes.
8 hours, so you can, like, set it up for the day. Alright, very well. Botch, is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, I wanna go to a library and get a detailed overview of every single spell that we currently know about.
There are other people in this. There are, like, plenty of magus. Like, I don't want to throw a wrench into the works, but there are other maguses in the city. You can
We
talk to.
we had all those spells from under the sea as well. Like we had all that tome of the blood magic guy, not me, the other one. What do you call it? What the biomancy? We had all the biomancy spells and everything as well.
You also have all the arcanomagnetic spells that Darksos invented.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
in all seriousness, I would actually like to potentially leave the group for a moment and look for a Temple of Clothis.
There is a very large one that was constructed for the Oracle of Clothis, who's now the Oracle of Melodies. So yeah, you can.
I would like.
Sorry, I know Botch
yeah.
wouldn't actually do this, but excuse me, can you point me to a Temple of Clothis? And just like it's like just big neon lights and.
Oh, that Clothis. Sorry, I thought we meant. I thought that was a different Clothis. Okay,
Oh
cool.
no,
Thank you.
Clothis Smith. She lives down the street. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Good stuff. Yeah, fair enough. Point taken. I look around and go, "Oh, there it is," and walk in. Is the Oracle in?
She is in. Give me 1 second. I will just have to use. I'm gonna use this one. Sound okay?
Yeah, good.
Cool.
As I walk in and look around the cavernous temple, for the what's the Oracle's name again? Sorry.
Tannis.
Tannis.
As I go over to Tannis,
There's basically a bit of a queue actually. So
Oh, shit.
You are Botch, so people know you. You are known in the city in more ways than one. So you get a bit of a special treatment. But an oracle is meant to be a public service in some respect, much like the Oracle of Delphi in Greece was. So not a whole lot of people, because people are mustering for war. But there are a few different dignitaries who are maybe asking for advice in terms of mustering their own forces and other diplomats and things like that. It would mostly be VIPs who have actual war-related business that they might need divine guidance on, that are coming to speak to her. But she spots you and says, and she just waves something, and the guards say, "All right, come back in a minute, folks. The Oracle isn't seeing people right this moment, but rest assured," and there's like a bit of grumbling, like, "Come on," it's like, "She'll be back later." It's like turns a sign says close. Runs up to you, again, completely blind, but she, Botch! And just pulls a big hug around you.
Yeah. Okay. I awkwardly tap her on the head. Good to see you too, Tannis.
How's it been, big guy? She like playfully punches you on the shoulder. It just feels like a love tap.
Yeah. Got my piece of divinity upgraded.
Yeah, I did that, remember? Oh,
Yeah, you
Clothis
did.
did that through me.
Yeah, through you. Yeah. But I'm just. I do have one small, teeny, tiny, itsy bitsy, little bitty, teeny question. Is there anything I can do over the next few days to elicit Clothis's direct intervention in the fight ahead, or am I being a bit too presumptuous to really let that happen?
Let's ask her, shall we? Come. Don't worry, there's and she leads you to sort of like a back section of the temple where she has basically private quarters, so basically you can guys speak a bit more freely.
Yep.
You hear a familiar voice there. "Oh, hello, it's been a minute." And you see the familiar sultry form of Zoe, the Oracle of Amaranthe.
Oh, hey.
Oh, don't get up on my behalf, I just got into town. All the stops are being pulled out for this, so
Yay!
there I am.
Great. It's good to see you again.
I'll take my leave. And she will, and basically Zoe will take a shift talking to the public.
Okay.
Very well, sit, please. Give me your palms. And she basically like has you like rest your hands out like this, and she. Do you trust me, Vakios?
As much as I can trust another mortal, yes.
Reasonable. And she pulls out a dainty dagger, like almost like an apothecary or like a ritual dagger. And she like telegraphs her motions, so like there's no surprises, but she makes a small incision in your palm. And she makes a small
Ow.
incision in her own, and then basically moves your hands together. Before she then basically like pools both of your bloods in the hand, and the blade, one of the blades.
Oh, sure.
I may.
I have one left. My left-handed Nimiras.
She smears her like your combined blood along the entirety of the handle, and then almost like a quill begins tracing sigils onto the table. Just gently running. All the while she's chanting. Clothis lineum irreta destinio. Clothis lineum irreta destinios. And just continues for like... She draws a very elaborate, basically, seal onto the table over the course of like 10 minutes. Before she places... she returns the sword unto you. And she then unclasps her blindfold and just lets it drop. And you see the scars around her eyes, where long ago she sustained the damage, and just the two empty black voids. And she concentrates on the table before... It's a bit grim, but she digs
Oh.
once and twice, just enough to elicit a small drop of blood that descends like a tear onto the center of the sigil. Wipes it away. I hate doing that, but I want this to work. This linea destinium, and she slams her hand into the table. In white fire, in a second, it completely burns up, vanishing, and before, like small white stars appear inside her eyes, or in the sockets, basically resembling like eyes.
I am, above all else, the master of destiny, Marcus. Mine is the domain of those who seize, who venture forth, who are unafraid to take their place. Those who solve the order of things, who correct upsets in the balance. You wish to earn my favor above all else? Take your place at the head of your group in this moment and lead them into battle. This is your domain. Put aside my fear of grudges and past wrongs. I know what you've done. But what will you do now?
I do not know. All I know is that now is the time to pray to you and hope I do not die. Actually, no, that's not the right thing. Pray that your will is actually gonna be what's good for my realm. I think so.
You have
Yeah.
trusted me in the process thus far, yes. Trust me a little bit longer, and I promise I shall see you through.
Very well. Is there anything you need me to specifically look out for that will signify when your will needs to be enacted through me?
My will is will itself. Whatever you do, and do it with all that you possess.
Touche, I will.
Is my will.
Very awesome. Good stuff. Okay, good. Great. Just out of curiosity, one of my group mates, Amalia, what spell should she get in the helmet?
My apologies, that's the solution. Give me 1 second.
Couldn't resist. I'm sorry, guys. I'm up table. Couldn't resist that.
There's the sound of clicking and turning pages as the god just checks through the various rule books.
I think I lost my copy of Mordenkainen's Tome of Adventure. Give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. Tasha's of the Worldly, Tasha's Children of Everything.
I could just imagine Cloths going, "Oh, here's my tome," and what your voice
Yes,
mod
that's
is
it.
still going.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
here's-
did it on purpose. Like, the joke was that Clothis would pull out, like, her copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters and
Excellent.
But she, like, if you ask her the question, she'll genuinely have an answer, so I'm just trying to think of what her answer would be.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
Fucking cantrip.
Guidance.
Get that spell out of my sight.
Oh, I fucking hate guidance. But the
There
amount of times
is-
I've had to say, no, you cannot cast guidance retroactively. Fucking guidance.
I'll just say this. A torrent of water has many applications.
Well, at least you're consistently cryptic, Clothis. I like it.
Control water. The spell's called control water.
Yeah, control water. Interesting. Thank you, Clothis. It's nice that you would take time to come and see me today. Really appreciate your personal TLC.
Always for my champion.
Aw, you're the best, Clothis.
Just promise me this.
Yeah?
You're a soldier, Marcus, and you know that no soldier stands alone.
We shall see.
Do not
Thank
fear
you.
that you need to keep even your friends at some arm's length. Trust them like they trust you.
Very
They
well.
will not let you down.
Very well.
It's a promise from the goddess of destiny.
Oh, Clothis got some absolute banging one-liners. Thank you, Clothis.
And with that,
Appreciate it.
in an instant, like almost like snuffed up.
Your voice mod is still going.
How about now?
Nah.
I was gonna see how long. I was gonna see.
Ah, I
the rest
shouldn't have
of
said anything.
I
The
know.
rest of the session, Clothis absolute slaps.
it. You would have discovered it at the point
Okay,
of cutting
question.
this
In
the
that
episode.
last bit, did I ever flip back into non-Clothis
No,
voice?
no, you did not. Sir.
Because we clarified, we asked you to
Okay.
clarify, and then you said you continued in Clothis' voice, and we're like, oh, okay, I thought it's the intention.
Okay, that's fine. I think it still ultimately works in Clothis' voice because I mainly spoke as Clothis, but there were a couple sections that were meant to be my normal voice. Oh, sorry, because I changed my icons around and I kept pressing the stop ambient noises one instead of the the turn off voice mod one. So pardon the confusion, but and with that the motes of fire die out. And then Tannis basically steadies herself on the table. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. And she puts her blindfold back up. Sorry, that was really gross. It's just these primordial magics always have to be a bit extra, you know?
Yeah.
It's always the weird stuff.
But it was totally worth it. I got exactly what I needed. Thank you so much, Tannis. You're a babe.
And, thank you, Botch. I love everyone, don't get me wrong. It's just nice to have at least one other person who I feel like maybe gets it a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Zoe understands a lot about being an oracle, but I feel like you're the only one I can relate to when it comes to Clothis herself.
Yeah. I understand. No one else in my group gets where I'm coming from. Everyone's so young and happy and full of life. And they don't know what it's like to be old and exiled and reviled by your homeland.
I'm sorry to hear that. Out of character, you know she's like 16, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I think I misunderstood.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
In my mind, oracles are not old in body, but old in mind, because they have the literal power of and experience of gods running through their minds. Meaning
Perfect,
that
yes.
mentally, they are thousands of years old.
That was just my own clarification out of character.
Yeah.
Understood. And so she doesn't say anything to that effect.
Yeah.
Question, did you just say that as Botch or did you just say that as Ali?
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah, that was a little bit too wise
real.
for
Yeah.
Botch, so I just wanted to clarify who that came
Oh,
from.
come on. That's harsh to Botch. No, I'm putting my foot down. Botch is a wise cookie. He's got plenty of common sense. He just chooses to ignore it.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
chooses not to show it most of the time though.
Yeah. As if to punctuate this, I say, so do you want any souvenirs, Tannis, from Akros?
Oh, can you get me a pair of oven mitts? I saw them. I heard of them once. I saw someone else in my family had purchased them. There were oven mitts that had AK, the initials of it, and I believe it was the 47th Legion. They were the famous 47th Legion. They had these novelty oven mitts from them that had AK, the initials of Akros, and 47 on the other. They looked quite banging.
Yep. I will, in the hellscape that is a battle ravaged Akros, I will see if I can get some AK-47 mitts.
Just cities burning and the shop's somehow still open. It's like, ding, excuse me.
I feel like that's a Disney World trope right there. City's burning, there's one gift shop open. Anyway, but yes,
it's Jurassic World, the guy with the drinks, except it's the oven mitts, and it's you.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, but sure thing, Tannis. I will do what I can for you.
That or I don't know if I should say this, but a returned mask.
Ooh, yeah, I could do a return mask. I'll rip one from its screaming face.
That's so cool.
Yeah, easy.
And Botch,
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
don't put yourself down too much. You're a cool guy, and if Clothis, who is as old as time itself, can still be cool, then clearly age has nothing to do with it. And she again just punches you on the back.
Oh, yeah. I give her a friendly tap on the shoulder and say, yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That was good. I feel like too many people, like only Galatea also treats me like she can throw me around a little bit and like I'm a real person. Everyone else treats me a little bit like I'm made out of porcelain, or at least people are slightly ginger with me, and so I appreciate a bit of rough and tumble. Makes me feel like a person.
Sure, I mean, if you want a bit of rough and tumble, I'm sure there's many guards that... Oh, no, wait, no, you can't have rough and tumble, can you? No.
She actually laughs. She genuinely laughs at that. Oh, that was good. No, I can have that kind of... I mean, I'm 16, so I should probably give it a second, but I can have rough and tumble. It is not a vow of celibacy.
Fair enough. Well, if you're ever interested in that kind of thing, I'm sure Amalia or... Actually, no, definitely Xanthia or Hilira would be very much interested from our group. Yeah.
She flashes you a knowing grin, and just says, "I'll keep that in mind."
Maybe you might be able to get both of them. We'll see what happens. Catch them on a good day.
Well, in my experience, people are generally intimidated by someone who can see everything, who you can't have secrets from. So, but who knows? Maybe
That
I'll
sounds
be
like
pleasantly
marriage.
surprised.
That just sounds like a good marriage.
Fair enough. All right. Is there anything else I can help you with, Botch?
No, you get back to all the people. I will stop bothering you and leave you alone. I will see you when I get back with a freshly smoking return mask.
Amazing. All right. Good luck out there. In case I don't see you
Bye.
beforehand.
Bye.
Bye.
Take my leave.
Okay. Does anybody else wish to do anything else for the day? Heliada?
Yes, let me just see what I've prepped for the day, because I didn't prep very well, because my computer died, but it's fine. I don't have commune today, do I? No. Charge it! Well,
I gotta be super
because-
careful whenever I take my meds now because the new melatonin brand I've been prescribed looks exactly like my Adderall in terms of both the package and the size and shape of the pill.
Oh no.
And that's
You're
not
getting
what
a
you
good
wanna
night's
take
kip or
right
you're
before
not
bed.
sleeping.
Yeah, so I always have to like triple check the pill before I go ahead. So apologies for that, but go ahead, Virla.
I think I would like to go back to where we had our meetings and try and find someone that knows a lot about like war preparation and stuff.
Sure.
I'll
go
probably
ahead.
ask Xanthia to come with me.
Yeah, sure. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm so sorry.
That's totally fine.
I am so sorry about that. So yeah, you can easily enough find the Parthenon. And
Okay. And as I'm doing it, I'll like do the thing. I don't know if you guys did this when you were younger, but like I'll do that with my. Whoa, I can't speak anymore. What's going on with me? I'll use
Say it in Dutch.
my message cantrip. I don't think I can talk D&D in Dutch. I'm gonna be honest. I'll use my message cantrip and to kind of like walkie-talkie to Buckios. So every once in a while, I'll go, Buckios, can you hear me? I'm trying to find the War Council. If you hear this, you want to join? And I'll do that every once in a while to
What's
see
the
if
range?
he's in range. Let me see. It's pretty close, 120. So I'm probably not gonna reach him, but I will certainly try.
Okay. Yeah, no, unfortunately, Botch, you don't hear anything. But you, I could say that you would reasonably maybe have the same thought, Botch. So I would allow by coincidence you venturing to the same place if you wanted to take part in this, in this thing that she's doing. I could hand wave that. Ali?
Sorry, say again.
I was saying, like, I would allow that Botch might have the same thought as Heliada, so would go that way anyway of his own accord if you wanted to take part in that.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'd love to.
Okay. So, Botch, you think, yeah, you would like to join the War Council as well. So, yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
Xanthia and Amalia, would you want to go as well? Would everybody want to go? Did we lose Amalia?
I mean, I
Sorry,
probably
no, I'm
would
still here.
Okay.
if was invited to join.
Oh, definitely. She would just be like, I'll go and talk to the War Council about that thing we talked about last night, Dinos.
Click, 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 clop. Yes, I join. After I've done with Penelope, I'm basically free to do whatever people want to say. Yes, I follow.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, easy enough. You travel there and you see It's the same large table room where the Council of 12 came to meet. The large map, like the normal map that just displays all of Theros, which is on the table, sorry, now displays a specifically large map of the Acheron region. You see everybody there. You see Lord Baros. You see King Elpinor of Glossion. You see the kings of both Delathon and King Egregor and King of Theros, and more. And you see, even in Setessa in particular, that young woman who you might have seen again. You learn her name to be Phaedra, and she is one of the sort of hunt masters of Setessa and the Amazons that live there. And they're basically deep in discussion.
Knock knock.
Perisofia looks up. Also, Molpadia would be here, but Perisofia would not be part of this discussion. It says, Ilira, come in. I've heard tale of your of Tempest's success with the Veil. Congratulations. That's good. That could make a big difference. You're joining us.
I just had a quick question. Do you want me to come back later?
No, that is fine. You are welcome to come. What is your question?
Okay.
And room is made for you guys. Like, you guys can like sit in if you want.
Okay. In your head, Scotino's you'll hear. Do you want me to say it? You're the more talkative guy. Do you want to say it? And I just sit here quietly. Do you want to say it or should I say it?
Say what? That it's all done? Or...
In your head, you'll hear again that thing we talked about last night about us poofing into Akros and then attacking from the front while they're attacking from the back, and then we smush them in.
So, we've had a thought. It's not it's an incredibly fully rounded thought. More of just throwing an idea. How possible would it be to drop us right in the thick of it in Akros? Just, in the same way like we got over to the Skola Vale.
Teleportation. Impossible. The only reason, not the only reason, but if Akros had permitted any capacity to teleport within its walls, the city would already be a ruin by now. Melatis has the exact same defense as most of the larger polis do. In moments of war, the capacity to bamf in and out is ground to a screeching halt by powerful wards. The enemy can teleport as well. And teleportation is unreliable in Theros, but over a short distance, it's less unreliable.
But what about in the same way, like what about we weren't teleported to a circle last time. We got thrown through an oak tree.
I understand the concept of transportation via plants. It's not a question of the innate chaotic magics of Theros. It is a question of wards blocking everything out. Melatis has the exact same thing. We engaged them in the night of the Battle of the Blackened Bay when the shield was raised over the city.
Well,
teleporting in isn't possible, but it is not in that you need to teleport anyway. The walls the people of Akros are for the moment safe within the walls of the city, or at least have a thick city wall between them and the enemy. The enemy have encircled the city and are trying to starve them out, basically. That is how a siege works. Inside is not where you can do the most good.
I kind of look over to Ithera and Bacchus and go...
In your head, Scotino shall just hear, man, I really thought I made a good plan. This is why I'm not really... I think this is why the Akrons never really liked me. And Hilera will just get up and just, like, walk out.
Hilera, like Molpadias, Hilera, don't be silly. You weren't to know. we could use your insight. You know the city better. You've lived in the city. You know it better than us. We were discussing at the moment. We have some thoughts. You know, you needn't do this alone. Sometimes it's not sometimes it's not about coming up with a plan all by yourself, but sometimes a good idea is one you can build off of something else. Listen to what we have to say.
Okay.
And she turns to, we would welcome your input as well, Bacchios. Basically, our scouts have we've sent scouts ahead, and they've surveyed the situation. We've determined as much, and you basically see, the map of Akros has little token figurines, as like a war map would. You see a bunch of red ones that are shaped like little hoplite helms of like different sizes and shapes inside the city. You see a small figurine of like an actual like bronze like hoplite that and if everyone but the Acronans can make a history check if they want, but Botch, you and Hilera would both surmise that this to represent the Colossus of Akros, a giant statue / golem capable of coming to life to defend the city in moments of dire need. Basically like a metal titan.
With a nat 20 for 23, I'm
Yeah.
guessing I might be able to put that to...
Yeah,
or at
yeah.
least assume it's something to that.
The Colossus
effect.
of Akros is a wonder of the world. Like, it is a known landmark. It is a known monument.
Is this a Colossus of Akros? Has it ever come to life in times of peril before?
Oh, yeah.
Very good. And based on the map that I'm looking at, is there something there that should be, or something that is there and shouldn't be, to Botch's militaristic background?
Are you talking about the Akron forces?
Yeah, the Akroan, well, the overall map, the Akroan forces that they know are there. You know, is there anything there that should, that's out of place or should be there that isn't?
Make a perception check, and whilst you're doing that, to finish describing the... thanks for that posture check.
Can I also make one?
Yeah, make a perception check. And to finish describing what you see, is you see, so Akros is built right up to the edge of a cliff, the cliffside, or sort of the plateau. One side of the city, or a section of it, about a third of it, where the wall ends, there is a sheer drop into the canyons below. The other side is sort of yellowed grasslands and sort of like Mediterranean hinterland and like sort of like wheat stalk meadow. The only crossing on the other side where the cliff drops is the Faragang's bridge, where at the other end, or the bridge itself is also, it is a town built up, it is a settlement built upon the bridge itself. This massive bridge that bridges the chasm has houses on the bridge itself, and at the other end there's like a smaller city. It it functions a little bit like Osgiliath does to Minas Tirith in The Lord of the Rings, like a satellite city that is built upon the great bridge of Faraganx that spans the chasm. You see a multitude of little gold figurines, or like little gold masks on like black marble pawn pieces. 2 large swaths of them. One of them, that's sort of in this big column that sort of spreads outwards, are upon the bridge itself. And you recall that the first thing you had heard was that Faraganx bridge had fallen when this whole crisis started happening. You see a comparably sized swath, or like in terms of like a similar number of the returned representative dummies, encircling the city on the other side. Botch, you do know that it is like, so it's not a question of you can only, like on the other end of the Faraganx bridge where Akros is, the only way is to get into Akros. There are not giant, but there are nonetheless pathways to just go around the city if anyone was just passing through, or like didn't necessarily need to go straight to Akros. There's a way to go around. So it would have been possible for the dead to pool basically half their forces to actually fully encircle the city in a siege, while the rest seem to be aggregated upon the bridge itself.
Interesting. Okay.
In terms of what you see, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Sorry, what did you roll?
Oh, for a perception check, that was a 19.
You unfortunately don't see anything out of the ordinary. You had hoped to see more forces there, but you do a quick calculation in your head as to how many might have perished in the initial attack and stuff like that. And there are many forces, but there are less than, the total of the Akron army to be by a measurable proportion.
Okay, and looking at the map, is there any indication as to where we would be able to insert the main bulk of the forces of the allied city-states against the army of the dead?
So the side that... so Faragag's Bridge is only accessible... let me just double-check the map in case I talk out my ass, but... Faragag's Bridge does not exist on the side that is... basically, that's not the way you get to the city normally.
No. Yeah.
The bridge leads out into the Badlands, basically. Like, the bridge is how raiding parties of Akrons who sort of travel out to defend or travel out to war upon the Minotaurs and things like that. That is where they reside.
Yeah.
The main way that civilians, or like other city-states and things like that, travel to Akros is by the normal roads. The travelers' roads that exist upon the actual hinterlands themselves that lead down the mountains into the. If you could look at the map, so it's like winding paths that travel through the mountains themselves across the sort of more flat plateaus and like high grasslands, down the Titan Stairs, across near the Deda River, near the Ferris battlegrounds or the Ferris Badlands. And the Laguna grounds, or like all these grassy meadows. And that's actually where Meletis comes into it. Yeah, you can actually see that on the map. Can I turn on the visuals and... Oh, I can't show the... maybe I can show the map on Discord visual. No, not Discord visual. Visuals board. Interact. Okay, so people watching should be able to see now. So, as you can see also on the stream, so the main way for the forces to travel would be across the Titan Stairs, this section of mountain from up the river, having traveled north from Meletis. Meletis, it's about a 3 to 4 day, 2 to 3 day journey to get to Akros from there, and they would basically be traveling into it onto the side that the encircling army is based on, the side where the bridge is not.
Okay, makes sense. Alrighty, good stuff. So it all looks to be in order from where I'm sat. Yeah.
Our scouts have surmised that they have their secondary force to act as an encircling siege force, keeping the remaining returned on the bridge of Faraganx itself in reserve, out of the range of some of Akros's nastier weaponry. And replenishing their foot soldiers as they perish during the siege. The Colossus is hard at work, shall we say, but they reported signs that it had sustained some damage. It is an impressive war machine, but not impervious forever.
Do we have any sight on any kind of central return leadership? Any governing body at all?
They function much like a normal army. Paul Marx and other Archons have been spotted. Timarit himself has not been spotted. That being said, the scouts could only get so close. Much of this reporting was from a safe distance, unfortunately. We hope to get more information once we get there.
I turn to Hilira and say, Hilira, you can scry, right? Could you try and find where Timara is currently at, and we could take the head of the snake out directly?
I feel like I tried that once, And it didn't work. But I can try again. I can do it now. Do you want me to do it now?
By all means.
Okay. Do we have anything that belongs to the Murder King?
Don't think so.
Crickets.
Let me have a quick
I
look.
think Elspeth might. That might be your only hope, but we'd have to go fetch her.
Yeah.
Okay, can someone that's really fast go fetch her, please? Or do I have
Everyone
to?
stares
Am I
at
the
you.
fastest here?
You are the
Okay,
fastest
I'll
mofo
go get
ever.
Elspeth. I'll be right back. And I start taking off.
You run to her house. It's like a. It takes you a second. Elspeth does not live close. Like there, you guys are waiting like an hour. You go to Elspeth's tower. It's like, oh my god, yes. Right. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Something that belongs to the Murder King to Murat, please. Thank you.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
She comes back with literally just a scrap of black cloth.
Okay.
That was. I carved that from him when I struck him. I kept that as a memento to my failure.
Oh. Cool. Okay. Okay, bye! And I take off running again.
She rolls her eyes a little bit, but chuckles. I'm gonna go get my dice if I'm gonna need to roll for this.
Roll the dice.
Is this a set? Is
Okay,
it,
so you return and you are holding the
saving throw.
scrap of cloth.
I did it. All right. This might not go well, but we'll do it anyways. And I'll sit down and I'll hold on to the piece of cloth and I'll cast Scry.
Okay, what is the saving throw?
Oh gosh, why did I click it away? Wisdom, and it has a -4 because I have a possession of it.
26. You rolled really high as well.
That sucks. For me.
You reach out with your mind, and you feel presence. You sort of zero in on the presence, and you send out the tethers, hearing Kronos' voice. Let's see what we can see. But you hit an iron wall. And so, like, for a moment, you visualize, like, a wall 10,000 feet tall and 1,000,000 miles wide, made out of bones. And you just hear...
I don't think so.
And you just shunt it back.
Okay, he knew I was crying and he said no thank you.
Well, at least we know he's still alive.
Well, wait. Didn't we also know another guy? The architect. Right? That was his name? That guy?
The Grand Architect.
Yeah.
Not Lesros. Not the other architect.
Not to be confused with our new sort of friend. I can try to scry on him.
It's a good shout.
Okay. Do we have anything that belongs to the architect dude?
I'll tell you now, you do not.
Oh.
Unless
Damn
you
it.
want to go trolling at the bottom of the ocean for, technically, pieces of the flotilla.
No. Should have been smarter. We should have taken pieces of the flotilla.
To be fair,
Why would we have
it was
taken
having
pieces of a flotilla?
it was having meteors
wouldn't have
dropped on
known.
it last time you saw
true.
it.
Yeah.
I also went down a bunch of times again. I'm just gonna try with the architect, the grand architect.
Let's go.
That is again a 26.
Damn it! Guys, I'm so sorry. Today's not my night. Everything I do keeps failing.
They are mythic monsters, both of them, to be fair. It's Okay,
did that
I
one
will
sense you as
volunteer
well?
this. They have slightly stupid bonuses to those rolls.
That's fair.
Did he sense or it? That one detects you.
I don't think so. Healer is pouting. She's also not having a good day today. All the things she's done have failed.
Maybe we should have sent a message, like, knock on the front door first and go, "Hi, I'm coming in. Don't mind me."
Well, I can still message the dragon if we want, so it can come join us if it wants.
I don't know if it would necessarily want to. It might see
I
as
can
a.
ask.
You can ask and go, perhaps as a. We kind of came to a neutral understanding. There was no real debt owed afterwards, because we had all the materials that we needed to know how to create a spell of its type. But Penelope has it now. But maybe we can go as another Grove branch. As its last time here didn't go too well, perhaps it could help us continue to. No, I was going to say that the dragon that captured it was, but the dragon that captured it has nothing to do with this guy. So
No.
we could
You
ask.
want
We could
Do
ask.
that now? I can just do it now. Just nobody die again. I'll cast Sending on the bronze dragon?
Copper.
Copper.
Dragon.
Copper. I don't know what dragons are.
Its name is Marula.
Marula. Hello, dragon. I'm Hilera. I helped free you. Now my Akros is in danger. If you want to, can you please come and help? We're marching in.
That's it. No?
I have 3
Okay.
more. And
Really?
how many days are we marching again?
Tomorrow.
Oh, we're marching tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Roll a d100 for me.
Oh, gods.
I failed my mouth counting entirely there.
I don't know. Maybe I got lost in my counting.
No, Ali agreed with your counting as well, so I just lost it.
22?
I'm just gonna go home, you guys. It's been fun.
But low might be better.
How does sending work when it's a different plane of existence?
I don't think it works.
No, it works. You just you just can't roll super badly. I think 22 might still succeed.
Oh, there's a 5%.
Okay, you're fine. The spell still goes through. So sending is simple enough, but the Siren Sea is still the Siren Sea, so it functions as another, things across the sea function as another plane of existence.
Ah, I see.
There's a moment's pause. Impressive magic, young lady. I'm a continent away.
Whoa.
I don't know. Oh, actually, let me rephrase that. Couldn't get there in time, I don't think.
Damn it.
I can try.
Why are you nodding? What?
Well, he said I'm very far away. But I will try. I can try to reach you guys. Question mark. Should I send him a message going, please, pretty please, come and help us, please?
If he will get there in time... If he's not going to get there in time for this, is there any... Are we expecting another fight after Ratcross? Is this the big... The big cheese-it?
I don't know.
Perhaps you could say that if not able to help with this one, perhaps he could then help with the final attack.
Well, do we think that the Murder King is just gonna hang out with his army? Because I don't think so. If I was a big bad evil guy, I would hide in a corner somewhere and let
on
the
a
people
throne
that are... Yeah.
of bones.
Unless he likes to kill people and then watch his army also kill people, then there's You know, he might be there.
We will want to watch
Yeah,
from
but from a,
afar, safe, where we can gloat, because he's that kind of a cunt.
yeah.
So, somewhere within sight of Akros is where we'll find this cunt.
We could. I don't know. Maybe there is one to call on for the final thing. I don't know. Up to you. You're the one that can send. It was just a thought anyway, and
Okay, I could send him another message and say, oh well, maybe next time. You
Rain
know,
check.
but- yeah, rain check. Like next time you can like come for tea and we'll make you tea and.
I could always say no, but then if he's not able to, he could come visit Melodies and be greeted properly by.
Oh, we can
By
stay
actual-
at our place.
Well, I mean, his first experience of our realm was that we were all bastards. Well, the dragon was, and I don't know any other dragons that are not exactly that. So perhaps it would be a good kind of look, a dragon that's not actually an asshole.
Oh yeah. If he's if he's a continent away and he flies really fast, how long would it take for him to get to Akros? Can I make a check to see? To
Make
use my
a nature
imagination?
check.
Nature? I don't know what nature is. Oh,
You talk to plants.
I do talk to plants, but I have a thing against nature. As a player. Okay, let me. Don't fail me. Dice. 11?
You just know that the southern continent is really, really far away.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna send him a rain check because I don't think he's gonna make it and I don't want him to be very tired. I'm gonna send sending again and I'm gonna say, hello, dragon. Rain check? You can come visit Melodies and we'll make you tea. But we'll let you know before, you know, you are on the other side of the continent. Thanks though, bye!
You hear a response. Fair enough. Appreciate it. You'll pardon me if I'm hesitant to show my face in that area again.
He says he's hesitant to show his face. Does a dragon have a face or do they have a snout?
I mean, it's a snouty face.
A snouty face.
Well, we've spoken, so
Yeah.
maybe another
we
time.
have. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe if I thought of it sooner, but oh well.
It happens.
I appreciate it, Hilira. You've done well. Sincerely. Every effort has to be expended. No stone can be left unturned, even if it doesn't necessarily bear fruit. So, know that you are appreciated. The plan as it stands is to an overwhelming full frontal strike on the main force that is encircling the city. The replenishment is slow along the side paths of the city, so if we move quickly and in bulk, we hope we may descend on them fast enough to dispatch them with minimal casualties. Basically, blunt force trauma approach. Sometimes the direct route is the best. There's not much terrain that could give us an advantage in that aspect, so we're going to be relying on raw power, I think. The trouble is, even if we lure them back, or try to divert their attention to help to allow the Akroans to venture beyond the walls. Fear if they venture beyond the walls, the bridge force would take that as an opportunity to try and press those weak points, so... Seems like the only way out is through on this one, unless anyone else has any comments.
Botch, any thoughts? I can't think of any.
Bakios? Ali, can you hear me? Ali, can you hear us? Can't hear you.
Hello.
Throughout this whole discussion, Botch's brain is just like the monkey with the symbols.
It's just a slowly increasing buzzing noise.
Yeah. Even Battle, his true love.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought it went quiet for a little while. I was just there, like, is everyone just having a really deep moment?
Did you see my lips move?
I did, yeah, but I thought, oh, God. No, was I removed out of the channel? No, sorry. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
No, it's okay. So, Cliff Notes version is there's the surrounding army. They're planning to do like a full frontal force engagement to try and dispatch the army surrounding the secondary army surrounding, so that they can basically like divide and conquer, and then focus on the army on the bridge, basically going out and through, allying with the Akroan forces on the inside. And Perisofia, sorry, Molpadi ended by saying, we can't lure them away, because if we could give Akros the space to venture out of the city and engage them on the field, Timaret would probably use that chance to press the weak points that are now undefended within the city. Akros's main strength right now is that they've turtled in. So the only way out is through here, it seems, unless you have some other thoughts, Bakios.
Would I know anything about the architecture of the city, the geography of the land, or anything else that would potentially give a militaristic advantage or an alternative approach to the one that he's suggested?
That she's suggested.
That she suggested, sorry.
Yeah, not so good. There are, so beyond the sort of more grassy hinterland section that is what Akros is built on, the rocks and sort of paths get sheer and uneven quite quickly. There are paths carved out, but it's part of the reason Akros was so effective in repelling the Hasiran invaders when they came through is that they were able to basically funnel their forces into narrow corridors into the mountains.
300 situation.
Basically, it's sort of that kind of terrain. However, so that is a possibility, certainly. You're uncertain how much the dead might be swayed by that. That doesn't mean the answer is no. It's just the thought crosses your mind, and I don't actually know. I don't know how gullible the undead are.
Interesting. Based on the time that we've actually we've actually encountered the returned. I know we have a couple of times before. How are they? The question I'm trying to ask is, as a DM, are they ordered or are they driven by instinct?
They are ordered. On some level, they're driven by instinct, but more in like a wider goals kind of way. They have this sort of hole in their hearts because they're not truly alive, and that's what sort of drives them to hatred and anger and murder. But they have the intelligence and organization of normal mortals.
Normal mortals. Interesting. I think, based on the fact that these creatures are organized and led, but also have the semblance of mortality, we can utilize the very geography of Akros herself to lure at least a number of them away at a time to make use of the cliffs and shove them over, and just rinse and repeat until we can maybe turn the pressure of the tide slightly in our favor. A full frontal assault is a good last option, yes, but maybe spending a bit of time prodding and poking isn't actually going to be a waste. If anything, it will help us decide what the best course of action is moving forward. And I point out on the map where we can essentially insert ourselves into a tight corridor, pull back, and then utilize our brute force to shove the returned into the gorge, a small section at a time, and just discuss.
Phaedra pipes up at this point and says, if you can get them there, it would be a lot easier for my archers to rain arrows on them effectively.
Oh, let me guess, you can blot. Your arrows can blot out the sun, and it would be amazing.
I think that's a myth, but we also have a 100% accuracy rate on every one of our volleys.
100%? Holy shit.
We don't miss.
Touche. So, yeah, I say...
Isn't it a trebuchet?
Oh, you motherfucker, Scotty.
That I'm going to shoot you out of for making that joke? Yes.
But I think a full frontal assault could go either way at this point.
Mubarak chimes in at this point. Would need something to terrify them. Or discombobulate them. Make them disorganized. You need chuckles. Nothing's more distractingly overwhelming than a horde of Minotaur.
Hell yeah.
Hit them from the side, they may scatter. Or at the very least, take the bait. We need to lure them, but push at the same time, otherwise it won't be enough of an force alone.
Good, I like it. If you need extra muscle, count me in.
Your jobs, Tempest, will be to seek out Timaret and end this. Cut the head off the snake.
Good.
The largest forces we have available to us are Meletis and Delathon, with Theros in second. We'll make the vanguard up. We'll make up the bulk of the central forces. Create a wall of shields that can tie them down and slowly, systematically work our way through them. The forces of Glothion, which are better skirmishers than we are, can attack from the side. And bit by bit, this is the essence of the plan that you have come up with. Some details are ironed out in terms of who does what. As it stands, unless you wish to change anything, the plan will be for a bulk of the core army of Meletis and Delathon to engage the forces directly and then slowly get pushed back in a luring maneuver, at which point the Minotaurs will try and scatter them and terrify the dead to send them further into this inlet where they can be split apart more effectively. At which point as well the Amazons of Sethessa and other skirmishing forces can try to divide and conquer. Botch, take a +5 to your piety.
Nice, I'll take it.
And I'll say unless there's any other business to attend to.
The only thing I then do say, as I turn over to Amalia and says, listen, Amalia, you might not believe this, but I think it's really worth paying attention to. Yeah, my god, Clothis, Master of Destiny, Blind Lady, all that, she thinks that you should really take control water into your helm instead of something more, damaging or healing.
I gotta give you inspiration for that, that long walk, Botch.
Listen.
No, take it. Take the inspiration for that joke.
Yeah. I'll take it. It's all right.
That was good. That was funny. Scotty, I can't hear a thing.
I believe him.
Just descanting on the thought that if
Amalia,
we die
make
because
an
we
insight
haven't got
check.
the
Botch, roll persuasion or deception.
1 second.
Okay. 12.
1 second. Why does D&D Beyond never work when I need it to work?
Because GLaDOS in her form as a potato with 2 wires has more CPU power than your computer.
No, my computer's fine. It's this Wi-Fi that's like, because I clicked the die, but then the die's not working.
Roll a dice.
Yeah, just roll a real dice.
Roll the dice.
Amalia, is everything okay?
Well, I see that an insight has come up on D&D Beyond of 13.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a...
Well, no, Amalia, you know he's telling the truth. He believes what he is saying. So yeah, he seems to be honest.
We don't have to deal with it now, but feel free to do with that information what you will.
Yeah, I think we might have lost your microphone.
Yeah, we might have lost you.
Yeah, Amalia, you're muted. Okay. In closing, I will say that you all go to bed and have a nervous sleep. Sleep comes to you. You can take a long rest, but it's reasonably a nervous sleep. For you know that you have a difficult journey ahead. And you wake up early. As together you join a series of marching soldiers of all shapes and sizes. Mothers and fathers saying goodbye to their children, lovers saying goodbye as one marches off to war. And there is a parade of civilians who leave flowers behind, and confetti and other things. Honorifics are made by priests and clerics.
Do I see Galatea in the civilians?
You see Galatea mustering for battle.
Oh,
You didn't think I was going to sit this one out, did you?
might have been hoping it slightly, but that's okay.
Not a chance.
I'll drape my arm around her and we'll walk down the...
She drapes her
The
arm
long
around you as
run
well and
outside.
then gives you a kiss. And then you walk off. And you also see an influx of civilian refugees from other city-states. Part of the agreement that the smaller city-states would get, the civilians would get taken refuge in order to be more efficient with the garrisons that would have to remain behind, allowing more soldiers to travel north. And one by one, a block of 13,000 Athenian Meletian soldiers, commanding maybe 40 to 50,000 Theran troops. In a column, marches from the city. Marches to war. With you in the lead.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh.
Everyone levels up to level 15.
This is
Level up.
ominous.
All right? Morse, well, I can't hear you.
Just going, what could possibly happen as a result of this?
Ooh,
Nope, we could
that's
just be happy that we
fun.
leveled.
That is true.
That's
That's what I love
fun.
about you, Vila, your eternal optimism.
Nothing bad can happen when we're level 15, okay?
Don't fucking try me.
Oh, I love level 15 in Barbarians.
What happens at level 15?
Persistent rage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm now permanently angry unless I want to not be.
I thought that was a level 1 ability with how you've been roleplaying. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. Oof, oof, oof.
Touche.
That was low-hanging fruit. All right, thank you so much to everybody who came to tune in for the evening. We do appreciate it. Let's get some shout-outs. New follow from Omahunik and Vampidex. We do appreciate that. Vampidex is a personal friend of mine. Thank you, thank you. Win and Tonic followed 3 hours ago. Appreciated. And a posture check from Distal's Place. Also really appreciated. And speaking of appreciation, let's do our usual ring around the roses, starting with Ali this time. Would you like to tell these fine folks about yourself?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram under @AngelUndies. I do 3D printing commissions. I do D&D. I do cosplay. I sometimes post about times I go away on holidays because if I'm lucky. That's basically it. I'm mostly on here every week, playing D&D with these fine people and feeling massive imposter syndrome because how could I be around such talented people?
Oh, stop it, you. We appreciate that very much.
But that's me. So find me on Instagram if you fancy.
Sweet. Morse, is there anybody you would like to talk about? I know
Yes.
social media is not
absolutely.
your jam.
Well, true. I still don't understand the concept of social media, but who knows? Maybe when is it been rebranded to X now or X Power or something? Apparently that's what the Bluebird's turning into. But nevertheless, part of the thing that makes our game so awesome is all those third-party content creators. We were very fortunate as a group to have made contact with Benevolent Evil, who made a lot of the content here as well. Who
Appreciate you, Benevolent Evil.
Yeah, a huge one for me, especially with all the cool shit I can do. But yeah, he is but one and many content creators that make this game why it's as amazing as it really is. So if you have that third-party content creator that you really like, drop them a few, insert currency here to keep that creativity going. That's me.
Fantastic. Virla, take it away.
Hi. I always know it's coming, but I always get overwhelmed. I need someone to write me a
Title of your sex
script or
tape.
something.
We need flashcards.
I need
just saw that
flashcards.
opportunity like a fucking neon sign. I was like, I gotta take it.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
Hi. No, it's fine. Hi, I'm Virla, and I play D&D sometimes. I play D&D on Saturdays, where on Roll Positive Gaming, Twitch. I play Ilithia Salir Ashgrove, a paladin of vengeance that has amnesia. I just learned a lot about my backstory. It's been great. And then on Sundays, I'm here. And then the third Sunday of the month, I'm on Bridges and Brigands, also on Twitch. Everything's on Twitch. Don't worry about it. Unless I say otherwise, it's Twitch. What was I saying? Bridges and Brigands, where I play Belvedere Steeleave, a bird with a gun. And then I also have
Sunday
Instagram.
as well? Sorry.
No, it happened last week.
Okay.
And it's happening on the 20th of August. We're going to have a makeup session at some point because we had to drop stream early last week. Don't worry about it. You'll see it somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Stay
then
tuned.
I also have an Instagram. It's Virla.Louise with an E at the end.
Yep, stay tuned. Bridges and Brigands is on social media on all the platforms, I believe, so they'll keep you updated. They got a Discord as well, if I recall correctly. So all that and more. And that leaves us, out of the people present tonight, with Violet. Babe, are you there? You can find Violet on Instagram at Violet_Riddle for all her cosplay content and more. And that is her. Out of those in absentia tonight, you can find Tamara at Mar_Innated on Instagram and on Twitter at It's Mar_Innated, I believe, right? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
One of those will be right. And as for myself, you can you can also catch Tamara on occasion on Bridges and Brigands for guest spots and stuff like that. And as for myself, you can find me on my Instagram for my cosplay content as Electrum_cosplay, and you can find all the show's socials, including threads now, at DC30 official. And if you like this content and you want to see more of this content, you can feel free to join our Discord, where we post all sorts of fun stuff like tokens that I might make, as well as tips and tricks on how to flavor your campaign for an ancient Greek setting, fun mythos-themed memes, and some more stuff down in the pipeline. For as I mentioned, I've got plans to design a source book, a legally safe source book that includes all the lore I've created for somewhere not called Theros, but that is backwards compatible with Theros, and that's going to be part of a larger project to basically expand the concept of mythic or archaic fantasy D&D. So that's going to be a thing, and that might include some Patreon stuff down the line. So just stay tuned. You can join the Discord and watch that space for all of that. And that brings us to the end of the stream tonight. So thank you so much to the audience out there. We do so appreciate it. We feel the love, and I know that you are loved. We wish you a wonderful evening. We are DC30. Have a good one.